And it's going. Stable connection. So it says... And yeah, it's streaming.
We're live. Welcome everybody to the 90s.
Yeah.
I'm Mary the Rabbit.
I am the X-Slayer.
Yep, this is the actual real canon X-Slayer on the call.
But no, seriously.
Except no imitations.
It's me, James.
And we're here with Slayer's X, Terminal Aftermath, Vengeance of the Slayer. Which I've actually realised is spelled wrong in the title as a joke, and so I've missed the misspelling.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Vengance. It's when you get revenge on the Venga Boys.
Of course, it might be on purpose. Considering,
It is 100% on purpose, I just didn't notice. So fun fact, back in the day I used to play Warhammer 40k as orcs, and I had to look up all of the misspellings of their unit types when I was writing lists, because being kind of obsessive about spelling, it was actually very difficult for me to know when it would like throw in a K or a Z in places and letters. Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, I guess it's gonna be a bit before we actually start playing, so...
No,
yeah.
I'm pretty much done setting up.
Well, I've set up.
Of course, I have to retweet and reblog.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we might go a little overtime on this episode because we usually do on FPS episodes.
Yep. Alright, I do need to actually be looking at the YouTube chat I've got to open.
Yeah, because I can't while playing.
Yeah, it's fine, I've got it.
This game forces full screen and does not have a windowed option yet.
Yeah, it's funny as a gag, but also... please. Hey, Smack.
Hello.
I
see what the title was about.
Yeah, I actually did beat the game on the hardest difficulty, but I don't recommend it. I prefer the second hardest. With goofy cutscenes.
Yeah. Ah, the 90s. The era of new metal. when The Matrix had just actually came out and revolutionized action movies and wasn't completely played out at this point.
Depending on what year it was.
Whoa, Zane. If you keep doing moves like that,
I mean,
might let you go
1999,
out
I
with
think.
me.
Zane, your hack blood power is growing, but you are not quite ready to wield its full power yet.
What, Shannon? I am supposed to be up for my job at Sloppo's tonight.
Many people are saying this.
Fine, I will come into work now, bye. I should quit. They don't pay me enough for this crap.
Ouch. Have fun flipping burgers, Stephanie.
Notice she did that with her ring finger instead of the middle finger.
Yeah, because they don't.
blowing up bombs around famous CEO Zane Lofton's apartment. The cops are evacuating
Team CEO,
everyone in
by
the city
the
of
way.
Boise. Stay safe, folks.
I'll go check it out. Stay here. You're not ready.
God, the grammar.
My mom lives in that apartment. I don't care if I'm ready or not. I must fight.
So for those not in the know, this is
Zane's mom when she was
a
driving her car.
recursive game based in the universe of Hypnospace Outlaw, created by a character from that, who is an edgy 90s teen with terrible grammar. His favorite band is Seepage.
I didn't see the intro because there's no way to replay it, but basically the idea is he lost the game design book, which looks like that, when he designed it when he was a teen and lost it, and then found it again when he's like 30.
This is the S-Blade, Mikey Psyche's signature weapon. If the yielder has 95 or more hack blood,
Yielder.
it will become powerful. It uses 1 hack blood for each powerful shot, so use it wisely.
That's actually wrong. It's 96.
These are the double pistols. They shoot fast and are accurate, but have to reload every 14 shots. Only Zane can yield these pistols.
I think it's really funny how they made like a whole fake Twitter account where he's like,
This is the glass blaster. You use glass.
so he's like saying
windows
shit
to
as like a
reload it.
35-year-old. Like one thing that happened is that he accidentally showed his like 3-year-old son Happy Tree Friends.
Oh no.
Oh no!
This is the sludge launcher.
Such a repetitive show.
Big Z explosive sludge.
Yeah.
That is the least of the problems.
Rats are the X-Slayer's greatest allies.
You can
Rats
talk,
are our friends.
you can even
This
talk to rats
is
in
the
this game.
rapid mutilator. It's a chainsaw, so it does extra
The what
damage up close,
mutilator?
and
Rapid.
if you point it down and shoot,
Oh,
it can
okay.
even fly a little.
False alarm.
Awesome. This is the triple helix missile launcher. It shoots 3 rockets at a time. This is Stephanie's favorite weapon. This is the Hackblood Talisman.
So someone called this one retro shooter for 90s teens and called that one Warhammer shooter, retro shooter for like no. This one is like for 90s American for 90s American teens, and the Warhammer one is for 90s British teens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not played Boltgun and I have no intention of playing it. Is
And
it Boltgun?
the rats are attacking. Well, they're supposed to be attacking. There they go.
I saw a similar tweet saying, this is a nostalgia game for what we thought those games were like at the time. Aww. Oh, it's friend to the rats. Rats our friend.
And yeah, there's a lot of poop jokes in this game too.
Of course there is. I feel like if we streamed this, we'd have just like nothing but rat chat for hours.
I think it's really funny that he refuses to say actual like swear words.
there's a button for
Maybe.
flipping off, but it's for the ring finger.
Of course it
Yeah.
is. Don't swear. Welcome, kitty.
Or it might be a swear in the universe of Hypnospace Outlaw. This is basically unfiction.
Mm-hmm.
And here's like an intro comic.
God.
I must kill Zane before he taps into his secret powers. It's all like that.
Don't scream. Yes, I am powerful, but I am a good guy. Now come outside, say now. Voila. Voila. I am Mikey Smikey. I've been watching you, Zane. Come into my energy portal. Only you can handle it. Only if you can handle it, let's go. S. A few minutes later.
Many people are saying this.
Game zone. Elite zone. Training only. Practice stage. Biggest secret base in the galaxy. Welcome to the Steel Sewer. Every single gun, machine gun, sword, RPG, and RPG in the world. We have every instrument in every video game and movie. And there's even a soda machine. But for now, we must talk. Those dreams you had, they're all real. The demons, the green energy, the secret powers, the double pistols. All of it is real. We need your help, Zach. There's an evil force at stake in the world. Most people are blind to its power, but we've been fighting it for 20 years. For some reason, Zane is scared of you. It knows you have a secret power. If you train and unlock the power, it knows you can kill it. Let's kick some. Let's go. Yeah.
And the image that's like breaking up the text in the most awkward way possible is, yeah,
Yeah.
God. Love it.
this
Absolutely
destroyed
love it.
microwave. Oh, this is so Half-Life.
It's really.
Yeah, it is.
It's funny you say that, but the game feels like a build engine game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does kind of feel more like
Duke Nukem or.
Duke Nukem or Blood, but like, I'm saying that.
Oh, and another cutscene.
Zane, the psychos. They found the steel sewer. Our
God, the
secret
clipping.
base. They know about the hack blood. You must stop them. I give you the S-blade.
Ah, the cool ass.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Whatever you do, Zane, don't let them get the hack blood talisman. Go to the steel sewer and get it before they do. Oh yeah. And one last thing. I am your
Mikey,
No.
No, that's a bit.
Our dad's fucking dead.
Our
Yes.
is
You
fucking
might not have been saying dad. We don't know.
It gets hilarious later.
Yeah.
He said something like, I am your dog or something.
Zelda is your.
God.
Yeah, everybody misinterpreted that one as Zelda is your sister, and it's like, no, Zelda is your destiny. And it's like, who even says that?
Yeah.
Like,
God.
probably like a translation
found a
problem.
secret.
Yeah.
Psycho meat tastes awesome, but we would really like some cheese.
That's
Only
very
once we have
awesome.
cheese will we send our troops against the psychos.
Everyone agrees, rats are now awesome.
Yeah. You must give them cheese.
Yeah, so in some of the levels there is a hidden cheese, and you have to bring it to the Rat King.
The S-blade has a hack blood charge.
Get used to that, by the way.
Yep.
God. No, I still love that the name of this game, the full name is Slayers X. Wait, no. I need to do a more, you know, Slayers X Terminal Aftermath. Vengance. Because it's not vengeance. It's not spelled vengeance.
Vengeance.
It's Vengance.
Looking nice. For junkyard personnel use only for self-defense.
For self-defense.
Also, the ammo is called shards. Glass shards.
Oh no. The armor you never want to fire by mistake.
Yeah.
But like this, I don't want to fire that by mistake. Also, there's an achievement for destroying every toilet in the game.
Of course.
Yeah, of course there is.
And what's it called?
No pooping, I think. I got it recently.
God.
James got the no pooping achievement.
There's another achievement.
Adding that?
There's another achievement.
Adding that. Go ahead.
There's another achievement that involves giving the rats the cheese, but I should have gotten it, but it didn't happen, so I guess it's bug for now. Since they did just do an update.
Fair.
Is this why you're streaming it? Solely to redo the entire game to feed cheese to rats?
No. I just didn't feel like playing Mega Man right now.
Fair.
I didn't feel like grinding specifically.
Very fair. Wait, check that sign.
Which sign?
There's...
Oh, that one.
Over there. No!
We escaped the trying to be good. It hard. Don't shoot. Signed, Psycho.
Oh.
They literally
Yes.
don't attack you unless you attack first.
Whoops.
And there's on Twitter like
Oh yeah,
someone,
there's a bug there where they do attack you, but it's like you need to be standing in front of them for 20 hours for that to happen.
It's like just a quirk of the program because the timer for them to actually start attacking you is delayed to like 9,999 seconds. So that translates to like 2 hours or whatever.
What's hilarious is in-character Twitter justified it as, well, if you're standing there for like 2 hours, you're gonna creep someone else out.
Yeah, it's like, you're being a creep. You deserve it.
Yeah, James is just like, oh, they'll eventually attack me, so they need to die.
I kept missing the sign, okay? It's not my fault.
Do you think there's an achievement for if you spare them?
No,
There should be.
There isn't. There should be.
Damn,
There
there
isn't.
should be. Just like, hey, they're trying to be reformed psychos. Like, let them be.
You know, I have no idea if Tumblr is just eating the links that I put into YouTube videos.
I think it does do that.
God. Why?
Oh.
Why didn't anyone say anything? Or...
What do you mean? Like, I see the link to the.
It's just showing a blank panel.
I'm seeing the YouTube preview on
I'm not.
Tumblr. Weird. Oh, Tumblr.
Alright, now I'm seeing... God, I don't know. Maybe it's taking ages to load for no reason because
I wonder if
everything's falling apart.
I wonder if they have Python in the Hypnospace
Oh,
world.
bunny!
No! No!
James, how could you?
Cruel.
I was making a Python reference.
Oh, Monty Python.
Oh, Monty Python, not Python the programming language, right?
Yeah.
I
You
know
have the type of
you
nerd that
could
would
not
default to
possibly have meant that, but I'm like, that's where my brain went when you just said Python.
Yeah,
That's where my
I
brain goes too.
I understand.
Listen,
Sorry,
we
they
need
got
to
programming
reenact
on here.
all of Monty Python and the Holy Grail in one area of the game to get one of the secrets.
Oh
But you need
no.
to do it perfectly or it won't work.
That reminds me of Ready Player One.
It is
Oh,
Ready
no.
Player One. That is the joke.
Yeah,
What?
but this is the good version of Ready Player One.
God.
So
No,
in Ready Player
Go ahead, Barry.
One, as we said, most of the like secret ways to unlock things that like work inside the in-universe virtual reality internet are, oh, to find a clue on this scavenger hunt, you must reenact all of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and it's like, why? Like,
That's so dumb.
why is this the password? It's not even like, it's just, oh, you got a line wrong, go back and do it again. And it's like, oh.
You cut off the wrong arm on the Black Knight. Yep.
Yeah, it's like that.
You also missed
Don't know who that guy was.
that was
grim.
Stefan.
Oh.
No.
Oh no.
Not another
Also-
Slayer.
Also, you missed the yell, the hilarious yell. Oh, they interrupted the Blade has an athlete charge.
Huh, I never knew that was possible. Also, Sloppo Burger. Great. Since this is all about like old school shooters, shout out to great. I'm forgetting her nickname, but it's like Burger or something.
Burger Becky.
But Burger Becky, the trans woman who was like won one of the first like video game tournaments or something. I forgot which game it was. I think it was like some Mario or something. When she was really young, and then got into like game design, and she was known for having a drawer on her desk, just where she would keep burgers.
Good for her.
That's great. Good for her. And also, oh, what we're getting? Can I get a pig butthole sausage and some fries and a
Yeah, I
soft
think
drink?
I'll just have the fries.
Is this thing on? Excuse me. I need to order 100 Sloppo dogs for my rat friends. They love eating turds, which is what Sloppo dogs taste like.
Great.
Very
Oh, yeah.
based of Zane to be a rat liker.
Yeah, that is true. Rats are cool. Oh, speaking of animals not considered vermin. Oh,
I hope there are only psycho kids playing in there, not normal ones. Oh well. Whoa! I found a secret.
that's a lot of psychos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say earlier, balls out. I saw someone with a tattoo with, I think like wasp, like it had a wasp on there or something. Like it might have been just a bee, but if it was, then like cool because I know, like a lot of people go wasps are just evil because of all like unlike bees, which are
Yeah, it's
cool,
like
great.
wasps are pollinators.
Like yeah, they're also pollinators, and
They're as important to the
mean-
There's
environment as
some
bees are.
I know some species of wasps are used as like an environmental pest control because they, you know, the kind of wasps that lay like eggs in the pests.
nice.
Yeah.
Also, when I
It's-
was in this like nature camp, there was like a part where they were like looking for insects, and one of them found this like gorgeous blue wasp.
Oh, they come
It
in
was-
blue.
Yeah, it was really not pretty. Also, these rainbow-colored wasps, they were so pretty.
Introducing Blue Wasp, the blue model.
Yeah.
The,
There's beauty in nature all
There
around
was
us.
the Rat King again.
I know yet it was down somewhere. But, was it next to, like, a house or something?
I think it was around near this log, yeah.
No, that was
No.
where I got this.
Right.
This is actually
Yeah.
a neat weapon. Not only is it like a grenade launcher, but it spawns rats.
Oh, okay. I think it's near this house.
Rats.
Or like something got blown up that
We know
revealed
the
it.
rats.
Here,
I'm the giant rat that makes all the room. Watch out, some psychos.
The S-Blade has a half-blood charge.
The S-Blade does have a high blood charge.
I'm always.
not
Oh,
main
Rat King.
office.
I know.
Oh wait, it's over here. Now I remember.
Oh, okay.
Do you
No,
think
not
they have
there.
Tumblr in the Hypnospace universe?
They definitely
Yes.
have
Not
Twitter.
for a few years.
It's somehow going to be exactly the same. Steven Universe still is going to be unforgivable.
Yeah? No, they watch Stefan Universe. It's otherwise exactly the same.
I know that they're working on a Hypnospace Outlaw 2.
Huh?
Which is
Oh yeah,
fun.
that one takes place in the early 2000s, right?
Yeah, I think so. At least that's what the call for like developers like implied.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that? Say?
Nice.
I mean,
No doing the happy slappy thing in the wood. That's nasty. Boys PD.
Boise, yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Boise.
Boise.
Boise, Idaho.
Is a real place, I think.
It is.
Yes.
I'm guessing because of the name, it technically have. Well, I mean, it's in the U.S. Unless they would have a French pronunciation, I'm guessing. But like, the people actually living there are from the U.S. So like, whatever accent they give it probably works.
I found a secret.
But yeah,
And we get
I do love that the picture of Zane on the HUD like actually moves his jaw like really awkwardly in time with things he's saying, and it's great.
it's so good. It didn't need to be like lip synced or whatever, but it is.
yeah, that's where this leads. It was
Nice.
Yeah, we got this weapon way early, and you
Oh yeah.
only get ammo in secret areas until you're supposed to get it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can fly up. You can like upward movement, if you aim down with the mutilator.
Just
That's
like
so
Cave
good.
Story.
But only for a bit, though. You will quickly
Just like
do.
Cave Story.
That's such a fun bit of movement tech, though. Shout out to the devs for that, because like they could have easily just not done that, but it's like, no, what if you can have fun and explore by shooting your cool gun at the ground, and the recoil
I mean,
pushes you up in the air.
all jokes aside about like the intentional poor quality of this game, they put a lot of thought into how all of the stupid mechanics work.
Yeah,
You can also do like a normal rocket jump with this.
Yeah. Your mom's dumb.
It's such a teenage insult.
it's so
Yeah.
good. Because isn't the lore that Zane originally was designing this game when he was 16, but then lost track of the design documents, but found it later.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we talked about that at the start, but yeah, that's right.
Also, like, if you see his Zane's Twitter account, he's still like that. Oh
He is
hell, it would
still
have been a
like
working
that.
mirror.
Sexy both on and offline.
So the thing is, this is a working quote-unquote mirror. It's on the level of like Duke Nukem mirrors. which means there is a Phantom Zane trapped in the mirror world solely to handle that.
Sloppos get diarrhea, guaranteed.
I would prefer not to.
Okay,
Wait,
yes.
Bopos was like a burger restaurant in Hypnospace World, right?
I have no idea.
I
Possibly.
mean, yeah.
Like, the glass shards just being something you pick up by destroying the environment is a, like, clever gameplay mechanic that is also dumb as hell in a way that fits the feeling of the game.
Yeah.
It's all like stupid, but like in kind of a funny way.
Yeah, in a pretty smart way. Like, it's like, oh, it's kind of neat that if you're looking out for it, you keep finding ammo. It's also goofy.
Just kidding. I meant that. Idiot.
God.
Yeah.
Anyone in the chat? YouTube chat?
No, not that I've seen. No. Oh,
Oh,
wait.
hello,
Other Arrow is there. The video adaptation to classic anime Slayers is not what I expected, says Other Arrow. Hello.
Oh.
Someone,
Yeah.
Oh.
someone in a
When
different
Jim's...
someone in a different Discord also said that they keep mistaking it for Slayers.
Yeah. When you mentioned, oh, something about your Slayers, for the first time I went, oh, the anime, and then I went, oh wait, no, this other thing.
I love their fucking syringe
Slayers
heads.
anime.
Yep.
Yeah, this kind of has like a Serious Sam vibe as well, and that the enemies are also kind of silly like that.
Yeah. I really love the gestures.
Yeah.
Like I forgot whatever those brain things are called. It's just a, like, you know, fun, like, evil, like, sicko, like, you know, gesture design for them with their silly little hats. But,
Yeah,
like, sort of
Arrow.
realistic brains.
Zane's quips are deliberately a bit like Duke Nukem, and he cannot pull it off, and that's the whole gag.
Yeah.
Seepage.
Oh, I love all the, like, art from Zane and his friends.
You break into someone else's house and they have a framed picture of you and your friends. I'm assuming this is like Stephanie's house or something.
Yeah.
Peanut cutter snacks.
Peanut cutter.
Bread.
Bread.
Big shoes to
Other-
fill.
Good shoes.
And also, please don't forget I'm here, that we won't forget.
Yeah. Never forget. Hi, sorry I broke your stuff. Oh god, what? Ah.
Oh boy.
Well,
I made out with your mom last night.
Look at their heads. Rats.
thank you, Rat Warriors.
Thanks, rats.
I wish I could hold my
Rats.
Smells like a ball of turds mixed with sardine buttholes.
Thanks, Zane, for that colorful language.
Ain't quite the PGN levels, but
Home sweet home. Or it used to be. Rip Mom.
God, that's so.
It's really funny how he edited his image with like the green eyes and the MS stage drawn on beard.
I miss her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
I don't like that he really loves his mom though.
Yeah. Love all the penguins.
I mean, which makes sense because from like stuff in Hypnospace Outlaw, it's like implied that like that he's that his family isn't very rich, and also that he, you know, it's just his mom, and a little. I forgot if he had like a little sister or a little brother,
This
but he
is
does have a
Zane's
younger
house,
sister.
Scott Ward.
Oh, BWL is their version of LOL. I think it stands for balling out laughing.
Sexy
Amazing.
both on and offline.
Twisted.
This-
Whatever. Break this mirror again in the next level.
I am the X-Slayer.
God, and other arrow. Why does no one in this world flush? Gross. Well, it's in fiction supposed to be some teen making a gross out game. Also, there's sickos everywhere,
I found a secret.
and they're doing sick things like not flushing.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that smell? Oh, it's me.
Squisher sucks. Oh no.
No.
Not Yoshi.
Obliterated.
There's an Easter egg.
Why did I just break that?
There's more seepage. Number 1 hacker.
Why am I breaking my own stuff? Why can't I
Why
stop
are you
busting
breaking
my junk? What's wrong with me? Stop it!
Also, Cataclysm. Remember that. Yeah, that gets... Doing that gets an achievement.
God, making his tragic life even more tragic by breaking all the stuff.
Dollar Shaver.
Yeah, that poster on that wall. Oh, okay.
Oh, the poster?
Poster is another thing that's in Hypnospace Outlaw, but this is like the like reboot of a thing that someone's obsessed with in it.
Nice.
This is nice to have all these.
If you're reading this, you found my secret room. Don't push the button, it's all a secret
Oh
element.
yeah,
Surprise!
oh yeah,
I
the
was
forest thing. I know there's like a quest in like the now part of Hypnospace where you're like trying to find like one of those like web pets that one of the people that died in the Y2K accident made.
Yeah.
And it's like a creature from that show.
Oh yeah. The thing is, all of the yeah, there. You can just find all of these things your first time through if you know what you're looking for. Or you can just stumble into them, which is part of the Hypnospace experience, is just go in blind and see what you find on the internet. Like, there are things I came across in it which people don't like go, oh, this is the one thing I really vividly remember from Hypnospace Outlaw. And vice versa.
Nice.
I found a secret.
And again, I didn't like try to 100% it because there's a lot going on.
I mean, also it has like sort of different
On the
endings, I guess.
content.
It was like the psychos busted up our hack blood pipes. Now the poo is coming alive. That's messed up. Just kidding. I meant
Yeah, this is, of course, a spin-off game of Hypnospace Outlaw over Arrow. It's specifically Zane, the edgelord troll kid, as you put it.
CEO Final X-Slayer Employee for the Month. Zane
Yeah.
Lofton. Get sludged. Big Z Inc.
Amazing.
charge.
Get your sludge here.
Put it in your mouth.
Rats love it.
That's love it.
Stop forgetting your key cards in the secret X-Slayer bathroom.
And don't come back. Sexy both on and offline.
Oh, glitch over there.
Yeah, the thing is, this is one of those games where if you come across a glitch, you are never sure if it's intentional.
Yeah.
It's like doing, like, I cannot imagine what, like, bug testing was like for Cruelty Squad.
God. I heard. Yeah, apparently, because at one point there was an update, like a year or so after the game came out, where apparently armor, like the different armor you get, it didn't really work. It was bugged, and like, whoops, let me fix that. Which then again, that's also funny because some of the late game equipment you can get is just like really powerful armor, but now knowing that like, oh, armor never worked is just kind of funny. Of like, oh, cool, I have the strongest armor in the game, and then you just
Yeah, it's
die.
specifically only the armor that is so absurdly unwieldy that it cuts out like 90% of your screen. And it turns out that one has never done anything and they had to fix it. And they're like, on the one hand, this is very fitting for the setting.
Yeah.
That's really funny though.
Yeah. And as Alvaro says, yes, Zane is one of a couple of characters who can actually either live or die depending on the outcome of some event in Hitting Space Outlawed, or if you know what you're doing, you can actually like save multiple of the people who would otherwise end up dead, but there's always a death toll.
And there's only like
some of them
two
are just
people you can
unavoidable.
see.
It's
I think
almost
just
more
shooting them
upsetting
without
because yeah.
Oh yeah, it's shooting then jumping.
Yeah, it's weird because you think that like, jumping and then shooting would still work, but
I think
no.
jumping and hopping would work. You have to do some jumping. Don't
Yeah,
forget
this
to
one-
wait.
This is one won't break. There's a few that won't. Normal person restroom, X-Slayer restroom.
Oh, yeah, you should make a save and let's see the cycle restroom.
Yeah, restroom down here, not a trap.
Hmm.
Gotcha, stupid.
Oh no.
One hell of a trap.
Yeah, I thought there was like some sort of Easter egg around here.
I mean, there kind of is.
I think it
sorta.
makes you fall forever.
Oh no, there is a limit. I've
No,
done
it's
this
not.
before.
Of course you did, James. Of course you did.
What? Oh no, that's not anything.
Yeah. Stop getting caught on the walls. It just slows you down.
Yeah, it really does.
There's the light. The disgusting light in the end of the green tunnel, but
I don't know
we're coming closer.
if an MST3K joke where Crow
You're
has
dead.
a mile-high meringue pie, and he goes to cut it, and then he falls for a mile. Real risk in terms of actual time. That's how long it would take for someone to fall a mile.
Goodness. But God. Oh yeah, I want to say I really do appreciate that there is in fact a toilet at the end of the trap.
The toilet at the end of the universe.
Home of the X-Slayers. Not you. You're not an X-Slayer.
Yeah, and other arrow. The level design is definitely. I'm playing around in build editor for the first time. The combination of recreating childhood home and neighborhood and dump traps. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, there was earlier this year. There was that Doom level, My House Wad.
My house not odd. Yeah.
Where like it does a bunch of weird stuff, but like part of the joke is it's someone's
Yeah,
house done in the Doom engine.
Which for a long time was there was a glut of these levels from people who were just learning how to use Doom's just level creation tools and just going, I'm going to make my house in it because people are going to love exploring my house in Doom, and all of them were universally terrible.
Someone found like a Doom map from like the 90s that was called My House.
My House 2.1. No, it's the original. Nobody honestly thought it was a sequel. It was probably doing a bit. Because if you know enough about the Doom community to be able to find something like that, then you know you probably know a bit about the history of like mod making.
Yeah, but like My House.1 2 kind of broke containment, and like a lot of people not familiar with Doom and Doom modding scheme found out about it.
Yeah, My House.wad is, if you're a Doom fan, like, you owe it to yourself to at least play through it just completely blind, see where you get, come back to it a second time, so many more secrets. Secrets blow up the tunnel, idiots.
Needless to say, that map made me buy House of Leaves.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people buy House of Leaves.
Yeah, it has a bunch of references to that in it.
Nice. I've heard of that novel, but never read myself.
It's special.
I know a psycho ball when I see one. Get ready to die. I know a psycho ball when I see one. Get ready to die.
It is also a book that is totally impossible to adapt into any other medium.
Nice.
Which is good. Not everything needs an adaptation.
Yeah.
Having seen snippets of the book, yeah, that is pretty much likely.
Like, it's a story that needs its medium to work in the same way that MyHouse.wad does.
Like, I suppose you could make like an adaptation of the movie that is described in the book, but that's kind of not really the point.
It's not the point.
Oh, neat. I don't remember this happening last time I played.
Every copy of Slayer's X, Terminal, Vengeance, Aftermath is personalized.
Vengance.
Oh, where'd the ball go?
Vengance.
Dang it. There's more stuff about the ball.
Listen, I have no idea what the title of this game is.
Let me see.
I would seriously have to look at the... yeah?
Yeah, it's Slayer's X, Terminal Aftermath, and there's two colons. By the way, there's a colon after Slayer's X and then Terminal Aftermath, and then the Vengance of the Slayer. So good. And the S-Blade had a hack blood turn. You love to see it.
Yep.
I am the X-Slayer.
there's this.
By Zane.
Yeah, there's this glitch where the cursor gets stuck to the middle of the screen. Though it is a person, it is like a specific. It is like shaped like the Escalade. So.
Entering the dollar share.
Blade has a hack blood charge. It won't budge.
I do love that the map is the notebook. That was probably the, early design documents / sketches for the level.
I can't open it.
We're busted. Go around front.
This feels very like fan gamey, of just like, oh hey, you can sneak into vents, and then it's like no, like you're gonna be sneaking around and moving through the vents to get through levels. Like you could have just been another door or find a key, but no, you're going through vents. Like I'm expecting you to be on the lookout for vents to traverse through, or else you're not a real X-Slayer.
Yes, we've all played Deus Ex.
Human Revolution.
Oh, Human Revolution didn't, like, you're forgetting the original had a ton of vents too.
Attention customers, it's store manager Mevin here. If you smell something weird smelling, it's just my bong that I keep under my desk because I like to huff my own turds. Attention all employees, this is your boss, Mevin. You're all getting $10 raises. Also, I'm a flippin' moron. Mevin out. Attention all shoppers. I like to make love to my truck. My parents got me this job because they own the place. Also, I'm a loser. Bye. Attention all employees. This is your boss, Mevin. You're all getting $10 raises. Also, I'm a flippin' moron. Mevin out.
What does he have against that guy?
Oh, you'll find out.
Yeah, you'll find out soon.
Alright.
Nevin Reynolds. Things Nevin's to do. Have some fun with my sexy new friend and fun someone I've tell her. Finish secret area under my office. Yeah.
Oh, there's Spawn.
Kicked me in the nards one time and I cried like a little wuss. Insubordination, rebellion, talking smack, not working, being evil.
Ring, ring, beep.
And also there's the ball.
The skull bog.
But if you're a psycho, shove a turd up your bunghole.
One of the notes, the patch notes, said that it returned the bong. Because they somehow patched it out accidentally.
Huh.
Also, the patch notes are in character.
Nice.
Typical Zane moment.
Yeah, you have to kill those quick or else they'll multiply.
Delicious sludge.
Ice for losers. I have no idea, man says.
God, I love that image of the kid Psycho.
Do laundry. Why? It's not like I poop.
Where's the kid Psycho?
It was on the newspaper.
Oh, okay.
See? Which might just be a juggalo.
I don't think that's a juggalo. That's just a scary clown, not juggalo.
Are you down with the clown?
Nevin's down the clown. What? Okay, there's just one.
Well, not anymore. Because you're dead. Mevin, what are you doing out here? I thought they evacuated town.
I don't know, Zane. I could ask you the same question. I hope your mom knows you're out past your little bedtime. I would fire you if I wasn't banging her.
Shut up, idiot! My mom! She was blown up by cycles while driving her car!
What? Those idiots! I told them not to, well, gotta run. Bye, sport.
Why does this vaguely look like claymation?
I think it is, or that was the reference for it. So,
Yeah.
it's so good because it's just so uncanny.
Yeah.
It's the best way to capture the early 3D like that you'd see in games without it looking just outright bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyone remember Transformers Beast Wars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go look at the 3D in that and you'll go, oh right, this is why it looks like claymation.
Also, some games did use claymation.
Yeah.
Fallout 1 and 2.
Oh, really? That was claymation?
Yep.
No idea.
Yep.
I know.
Mentioned Clay Fighter 63 and a third.
God.
Yep.
Now all the Clay Fighters used claymation. They just
Yeah.
right. There's been another Transformers thing that's also called Beast Wars, which means I can't find this anymore.
Oh yeah, the new one, the movie.
It's not anything for full episodes. Oh well.
Did look for beast machines.
Also, that like the early like 3D look looks alright for a show like Beast Wars because that actually makes them look like the toys and stuff.
Yeah.
It looks a bit weird on the animals.
Yeah. Yeah, something I was gonna say is that shout out to you know, the 3D that they did for Donkey Kong Country. Like,
Using silicon graphics computers.
yeah. I mean, it honestly looks pretty good. Especially at the time, it looked amazing.
If you
know,
don't,
like then,
if you don't like silicon graphics, you are stupid. I know that's insulting, but it's the truth.
It's true.
Referencing like a game reviewer. Yeah, everyone
God.
like. It's just like he's hilariously bad.
yeah.
'Cause it's just so
But-
out there.
I mean, who doesn't love silicon graphics? But yeah, no, like, God, for at the time, I remember being like a little girl being like, oh, like, how does it look like that? And then it's like, oh yeah, no, they just took the renderings and then, you know, take each image and, you know, make it a sprite. Yay!
There's an
Double
achievement
pistol
for
ammo.
getting all these.
Oh, goodness. Of course there is.
And for like getting the golf balls in the holes.
Oh, skee ball. Yeah, we don't have skee ball over here as far as I'm aware, because I've never seen it anywhere but in like American TV shows.
Interesting.
Yeah, because Chuck E. Cheese is not a thing in the UK.
It's not a thing
Fair.
anymore.
Not a thing anymore, obviously.
Wait, is it not a thing anymore? I thought it's still around.
It's pretty much dead.
Because I know, like, my youngest niece likes
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese. So,
I-
like, I know it's still.
There's a very
still
funny
around.
thing, which is, so during the pandemic, like obviously Chuck E. Cheese couldn't operate because and so they started doing the side business of advertising the advertising themselves as a takeout company, like saying, hey, like we'll deliver pizza to you under a different name, just because that obviously got people to actually buy them.
God.
And apparently
Yeah.
their pizzas were not terrible, and it's just very funny that some people were forced to confront that they actually ordered and liked Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
Yeah.
You go there
God.
for the Rat's Pizza. It's a restaurant. referencing Half-Life VR.
God. I forgot about that line, but. What was I gonna say? Chuck E. Cheese. And these like it. Oh, one cool thing that they did, like, they started years ago, which is honestly. I have, like, respect for it, is that it'd be like, oh, on, like, I think every, like, first Sunday of the month or something like that, they'd be like, oh, you know, it's like, it would be like, okay, the music's much softer, there's, like, fewer people, and it's, you know, kind of meant for, like, autistic kids, you know, because a lot, you know, very easy to get overwhelmed, especially when you're young. You know, what's sensory overload? That's a specific term. And I'm like, you know what? That's actually pretty tight of them to do that, because, like, I know I didn't like.
Yeah,
Check this
there's.
out, like, a
I
lot.
mean, I've seen that in grocery stores. I've seen that in cinemas doing that. Like, yeah, here's a day of the week where we don't have the music of it. We don't have the sound up as high. We don't like have as many flashing lights or anything. Like, deliberately try and make this as friendly to autistic people as possible, and it's like good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love that.
Like, it's not something like that particularly helps me, but I know there are people with, you know, different forms of it who it does help, and I'm like, yeah, good.
Fucking, we're fucking bashing this ball, obliterating. Time to take all the prizes now. No one can stop us.
Yes. Getting a sword from Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Kid Cage.
$5 per hour for kids 6 and under.
Where's the TV hooked up to a 964 with Super Mario 64? That's a true 90s US experience of just, here's a place that, like, oh, you know, like, the kids like this, right? And it's Super Mario 64, of all things.
You just reminded me of, there was, like, I think, like, a kindergarten or a nursery, and they had Super Mario World on an SNES, or
Nice.
or maybe it was like Mario All-Stars with World.
Right?
Yeah, I went there a few times, I guess.
I remember playing various Mario games in the local toy store.
Nice.
Pretty fun.
Yeah. God, you know, I am once again gonna show my age here and say most of my memories of things like that were like SNES era games at latest.
Fair.
The Sonic the Hedgehog games as well. So those were everywhere at one point. Yes, Blade does have a hack blood charm.
Oh, it does it? I didn't know.
Free thinkers, supposedly.
Free thinkers when
the S
yes.
Blade has a high blood jar.
Yeah.
It's all just Zane's face.
Yeah.
God, that'd be a really funny edit. I need to have.
Oh right. Now I remember where I'm supposed to go.
I'm gonna need to get a picture of Zane.
God, that he does mouth movements even when like doing the jump.
Oh wow.
And I'm sure he does like mouth movements when grabbing like health items.
Zane voice. Hey, did you know that I'm bisexual?
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't think he'd admit to that, but like, good for him.
I think when he got older, maybe.
When he gets older, yeah.
It's like supposed to be 37 right now.
Yeah. And, like, the 90s was a considerably less accepting time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, considering, according to my brother, his classmates still use, like, gay and autism as insults, I don't think it has changed that much.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's gotten better in places, though. Like, oddly enough, like, I know this from hearing about certain TikToks of just kids being like, oh yeah, you know, just talking about, oh yeah, there's the transgender student, and it's like, what? I mean, and they're just like whatever about it. And like, if you told me back like 20 years ago, like, hey, like, some kid in some schools, people are just like, oh yeah, like some classmates are trans, or I'm the trans classmate.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like what, for real? Like, inconceivable.
Yeah. Like, even more inconceivable when you go back to the time when I was a kid, which is only actually a couple of years beyond kidsy, but you know.
I do not think that means what you think it means.
Hmm?
Inconceivable.
Oh.
The Princess Bride. Yeah,
And
great
also-
movie. But also nerd.
Yeah.
God. Oh, did you read what other said about Beast Wars? Weird place where infinite time.
Yeah.
Beast Wars is in a weird place where it's amazing for its time, but completely unwatchable nowadays if you can't handle dated CG. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the highest difficulty, like 90% of the food items are just not there, so stuff like that.
Yeah. Mid to late 90s, like, CG looked very uncanny valley if you were trying to, like, push it as far as it could go. It wasn't quite there yet. The ones that have aged better are ones that didn't go for the absolute cutting edge of like, sophistication, because, well, that's generally how it is for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, a series or a game with a very strong visual style will always age better than one that is just, oh, what if we used all of the latest technology? Which is why Wind Waker, the Zelda game, is like that. For the time, like some people complained about it because it had a very distinctive look to it that people said was childish. But it's aged so well because they committed to one specific aesthetic. Uh-oh.
Yeah, so a friend streamed the game recently and it still looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the cell shading.
Probably also adds a lot of the like designs of that game are also just pretty good. Like it had some really nice enemy designs. Like I really like how the wizards look in that game.
Yeah, also fucking robot toilet.
Yep.
That's British.
Thou truly art the final ex-slayer. Now comes a noble warrior's just reward. Take thine wicked dog, Zane, for the glory of the Psycho Syndicate.
We're not doing that.
Yeah, there's no way to do that anyway.
God. Good. What? Yeah. Oh shit, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Wind Waker. God. Wind Waker's so good. I mean, it's perfect, no, but very little is. But yeah, it's, you know, its art style is just really charming. Which is, you know, something a lot of... Which is really great for a Zelda game. Who would have thunk it, you know?
You know, this game actually has a pretty nice palette for like how the levels look.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It's.
I know there's like a lot of brown from the shit, but like the green with the peach and the like purple highlights looks really nice.
Yeah, this isn't Daikatana.
I still have never seen anything like that. Oh, and also Smeg has apparently headphone / mic ran out of battery.
Oh no.
Fucking. Thanks, Smeghead. Oh, I was gonna say also in the voice chat, I just now saw a bit earlier. I saw the Rat Trap and the Donkey Kong show. I forgot what that show was called. Oh, Donkey Kong and Crystal Coconuts, I think.
No, I think it was just Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, Legend with the Crystal Coconut.
Okay.
Honestly, if it had a subtitle, I genuinely did not know.
Fair.
Rat Trap is kind of one of those like Blorbo in-laws.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who really like him. One friend server, there's like, I think 90% of the people there are Beast Wars fans.
Which is very funny because this is not something I'd expect anyone to still be a fan of.
Yeah, especially because I think the oldest person there is only like 21 years old.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, it was a good show.
People did like it, yeah.
The writing stands up.
Mary, I still think it was so funny when I made like, oh, just like Beast Wars joke when I was playing Inscription and you just got completely baffled by that.
Yeah, because you don't have the widest reference pool, to put it bluntly.
I know some like 90% forwards or something.
God, sorry, just I had to share this GIF of Donkey Kong Country. Thanks Discord for having GIFs that you can find and just
Yeah.
I need to copy the link and post it to YouTube so people can know what on earth I am laughing about. Where is the rat pig?
Oh, it's earlier in the level. I didn't go to him yet because I didn't have the cheese.
Ah, fair.
There it goes. one of those hard to find, really hard to find secrets. Actually. Oh, you can only look so far down when holding an item.
I love that Zane has to telekinetically hold the cheese in front of his guns.
And yet can't hold his nose, because he's holding guns.
Yep. But you can hold cheese.
I found a secret.
Zane, the rats must ask you, do you like men?
He's not ready for that question yet.
If you're rich as Hugh Snob hole, come to live in Big Pine Estates.
You mean a huge snob? Oh, do we have to censor no? A huge snob hole. This all the timing always seems off. Sorry, like that censor beep.
Yeah, we may need to make it faster or shorten when it starts or something.
I am the X-Slayer.
God,
Holy
I'm-
shit, he's the X-Slayer.
I hear he's the X-Slayer.
Colt Die Sack.
Called Die Sack.
I smell barbecue. Time to clean up some psychos.
I think it's kind of funny how the psychos like vaguely sound like that one Korn song.
Oh, they do.
Become a leash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, dang it.
I mean, Seepage very much are in the vein of a new metal band like Korn.
Honestly, I think
all the other
this is just
terrible ones.
kind of in character for him to like use a snippet from a song as like an enemy noise.
Yeah, it would. Pinata.
Oh my god.
Effigy.
Disco Elysium reference.
Oh, Disco Elysium.
I still need to play that game.
Yeah, I saw someone stream, like, most of it, but I haven't played it myself, which I need to.
I also
Yeah.
I
should
need to
do
make
that.
my own,
You need to make your own
saddest
terrible
thing I know.
choices.
God, I heard bad things about this Harry Dubois guy. I think I should avoid him.
Yeah.
That was such a funny post. And
It's
completely,
like, you should, but also...
it's like completely
Good luck.
new
Good luck.
character for the game too.
Yeah.
Tickets.
Tickets. Oh, right. That's the last image I needed for this.
Watch your head. You
Sorry,
don't-
I am literally screen capping like bits of the interface to drop into this. Sorry.
Boise Potato Festival. Potato Fest itinerary. Too many old busted rides. Budget
Itinerary.
$100. Right, materials cardboard. Ask my sons for idea. He's a genius.
Genius. Genius.
New mascot? Maybe a potato theme? Different little potato theme. Potatoes suck. Never mind.
X-Slayers don't play around. I don't have time for games. I don't have time for games.
Classic 90s.
Do I put this in stream art? Yes. Yes, I do.
Of course, this is also October.
Nice.
Big Pine Estates. This is where my boss Mevin lives.
Flipping rich people.
You missed that.
Kitty just key smashing in response.
The silent bottom.
Anyway,
We're making a lot of jokes right now. Anyway. It's fine, some people do just key smash. There's no real corollary between that, you know?
Yep. But, great. Also, we need to stop the bottom phobia. It's fucked up. Anyway.
Hang on, let me just spam cat that looks at gay people at you.
Of course. As is in your nature.
Yeah. We now have a dog that looks at gay people, but it's like a dog girl.
Yeah.
She's cute.
Yep, from Kimono Friends.
Huh.
I watched the first season of that. I'm like, oh, you know, it has a weird history of, like, it had a very, like, shoestring budget. Some people joked they had a pack of cigarettes and most of a 6-pack of beer, like, to share. You know, but they already bought in advance the airtime, and by the 4th episode, the producers were like, hey, director, you can just kind of do whatever you want. And then, kind of starting afterwards, like, it kind of picked up in some spots that, you know, like, people really appreciated. And I was like, oh, hey, this is actually a pretty neat story that they're trying to tell you. You know, very lighthearted and everything, but, you know, it's like, they're doing what they can with what they have. But then I remember when it's like, oh, they're making a second season. Well, oh, that's cool. And then I found out they're not rehiring the director of the first season. And I'm like, ah, I see. They've chosen death. Look, I don't know, like, if it, like, people stop watching it. I know a lot of people were upset at that, though. Because, like, come on, the guy who, like, helped it, you know, move along, or not move along, you know, that helped it get popular. You're just gonna not add him on again? Like, after the series is probably just kind of like, you know, just like, Hail Mary, like, producers are like, yeah, sure, whatever.
I found a secret.
Like, y'all probably still have some of that 6-pack of beer. Just do whatever you want with it. Actually, I think it, after that fourth episode, they were able to animate the wheels on the bus in the intro actually moving. They weren't.
Wheels on the bus go round and round.
Round and round?
Round and
Now
round.
they could. Because it's just, at first it wasn't. And oh.
Hey, if you're reading this, I'm dead, and I think my parents were pissed with Psychos, and I think they know I know. Oh no, here they come, I.e.
Yeah, this is the environmental storytelling you saw in Doom 3.
God. I still need to watch an LP of Doom 3. I don't think I'm gonna play it, but
It's
I
not
would-
that
I would-
interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind watching the LP
You
if
know
someone could try to make it more interesting. Or
You know
if it
how
was, yeah.
there are some games where people go, oh, if this wasn't in the series that it was, people would accept this is actually a fairly decent game. Doom 3 isn't that.
Doom 3 is okay.
It's, without the Doom name attached to it, it would have been completely forgotten.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured from
It's
hearing
not
about
even,
it.
like, it's thoroughly mediocre.
Wolf.
This year's art fight theme is vampires versus werewolves,
Nice.
much to Acid's disappointment.
Versus, you
Damn.
say?
Yeah. Why would they fight?
Why would they
Unless.
fight?
I mean, they're both like creatures of the night. With
Yeah. No, it's a thing that does happen in a lot of media things, like... Well, to be fair, I've never actually seen Underworld, which is apparently a thing Pyro was into.
Oh, I loved Underworld.
Yeah.
It,
So... What's I saying? Yeah. Acid just went, oh, this is like the most boring theme they could have picked, while everyone else seeing comment on it was going, yes, vampires and werewolves, my two favourite things. And I know
I'm
it's
sorry
just,
for having
you're
bad
sorry for
taste.
having sophisticated tastes.
I'm sorry for having bad taste.
If it was Meat Monsters versus, I don't know what the other one would be, sorry.
I don't know, something like mechanical abominations or something, then I would be in having a dilemma on which one to choose.
Yeah, but in this case, you might as well just flip a coin.
also posted
Meow.
some Underworld GIF in the voice
Yes.
chat because
Walking through the rain. Oh, okay. I get why you're posting this now.
yeah, it's great, and I'm like,
No
I had the
judgments.
biggest crush on her
I
growing
get
up
it.
because, yeah, no, hot vampire lady in like, no, what is she wearing per se?
Leather jacket, leather
Yeah.
boots. Lots of leather.
Lots of leather.
And I'm like, yeah, I
cool
get it.
studs.
That's my thing, but I get it.
Yeah.
Also, look at this tennis court.
Whoa, sport, hold on there. What are you doing snooping around in my neighborhood? Trying to steal one of my cars? I'm surprised you survived with all the psychos out there.
I'm surprised you survived, since you're so weak and you smoke sticky green all day. My mom should have dumped you when she was still alive. By the way, I found your secret psycho base under your office.
Whoa there, hold up, bro. What are you talking about? You're the one taking drugs if you think I'm a psycho syndicate gang boss. Don't you think people would have noticed?
He has a point. Plus, Mevin is too weak and stupid to build a whole secret base. And he lives with his mom and dad like a little baby.
Anyway, I have to go. And Zane, stay away from my house if you know what's good for you.
This is God. I just love it. I'm just like, huh. He does
Yeah.
suck. How would he be a psycho? What? And also, hey Tim.
Hey, Tam.
Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing in here?
We're
Say the
watching
full name.
James play. Give me a sec. Let me do a silly voice for it. Slayer's X, Terminal Aftermath, Vengance of the Slayer.
Yeah. Hypnospace Outlaws spin-off game, basically.
Oh, what
Also-
spin-off game?
Hypnospace Outlaw.
I don't know what that is.
Oh man, you're missing out. It's basically it's a... How would you even describe it? It's a game about an alternate 90s internet where everything is just bizarre, but like strangely familiar. And this is a game made in that setting by a character who, at that time, is an edgelord teen who just posts about, posts his webcomic about his dad turning out to be a member of his favourite nu metal band, and also he has superpowers, and he's the Slayer X.
Cool.
Yeah. There's the webcomic version of him. Yeah, it's intentionally, like... Yeah. Intentionally terrible 90s style shooter.
Well, it's not terrible, it's actually good.
Oh yeah, it's good, but like... The gag is, everything is just ridiculous and deliberately bad in a charming way.
And the S-Blade has hack blood charge.
She has a really hot psycho blonde hair. It looks like Zane's mom. Just out in the Fun Zone hotel, so that's what we found in the previous level.
Yep.
Her talking sounds Barry's around your thing and gets stuck there. Ow.
Ow. Oh, Zane and putting toilets everywhere. Also the fucking bong. God, I love that, of course, Zane is like supposed to be straight edge or whatever. That's why Melvin has bongs and smokes weed and sucks, because he's his, like, manager.
And stepdad.
Yeah.
And stepdad.
Summoning the rats.
Summoning the rats.
Today's experiment blew up Zane.
Not insane.
That's insane.
Zane is the main character.
Yeah.
Very much a self-insert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Steven.
I love how the map arrow that shows where you're facing is just Zane's face.
Yep.
And it rotates.
Jared.
Trapped in the Sol room.
Fido. Help.
I need to get around to watching Saw with some of my friends.
That was just... Oh man.
Hmm?
What?
Just funny that you said that.
Yeah. Listen, one of my friends, like, its favorite movie is apparently Saw, and I'm like, I do not understand this at all, but I respect your request to only stream this when we're all watching it.
There's worse movies to have as a favorite, I guess.
Yeah, I've never seen it, is the thing. And it's just like, things have never lined up for us to all watch it.
I know I haven't watched that many horror movies, but you'll never guess what my favorite horror movie is.
Yeah, I know this one.
I actually don't know this one. Because it's
Yeah.
like, there could, like, I
Could
don't,
be anything.
could be anything. There's so many.
Well, am I
Yeah.
going to tell you? Nope.
Nope.
It's
I
Saw.
can't believe your favorite horror movie is, the, great, fuck, what was the name of that one? The one with the Headless Horseman. Forgetting it.
Sleepy Hollow.
Headless Horseman.
Sleepy Hollow,
I mean, it
yeah.
would be a Sleepy Hollow one, but I don't know which one you mean, because there's been a
Um,
few
I
versions of
think
that.
When the
Tim
hollow
Burton-
is sleepy.
The Hollow is sleepy.
And it's just the little bug friend protagonist from Hollow Knight.
Neat.
Just sleepy little bug. Anyway.
I like that you can turn your dual pistols sideways for, like, gangster style.
Yeah, I
You,
don't
you do it with one of them, then you keep flipping which one it is.
So you were talking about werewolves earlier.
Yeah. Listening to that pineapple gif.
God.
Yeah, I can tell which of you have seen that post.
Yeah.
With post?
Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. It's a Tumblr in joke.
I sorry I missed what was said.
James was like, "Oh, you're speaking about vampires, werewolves earlier, right?" And then Mary's like, "Well, let me prepare the pineapple gift."
I know
Yeah.
which post it is. Oh, I know that post.
Yeah.
Werewolf is a legend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god! Of course, someone posted it on the Discord thing. Fucking
Yeah, it's you.
No, it's like
Yeah.
I just searched for it. I'm like werewolf boyfriend. I was like, would this show up, or would it just be some gif of someone's like OCs or something? And
No.
someone. Yes and yes.
I will.
Werewolves. Something's McGee.
They're turning Zane's ex-girlfriend into a wolf, and I love how much the voice actress makes it sound like she doesn't want to read those lines because they make a lot of sense for the game.
Yeah, it's so good.
Hilariously underacting.
Oh, like.
Yeah. The thing is, when it comes to vampires versus werewolves, I kind of realize I only have one OC who's either of them, who is a vampire solely because that's what her card is in acclaimed card game, Future Card Buddy Fight.
Nice.
Yeah.
When the buddies are fighting.
Yeah, but I don't have a single werewolf character of any kind. I just the only character I have who's even remotely like that is just a wolf girl.
Nice. Love
I
it when-
sort of like two werewolf. At least there's like other werebeasts, but they're like even less developed. And I also have like one vampire OC, but she's in that world like doesn't have the vampire parts that people like you know the bad part and the biting people thing. It does have the blood sucking part though, and the relation to the knife.
Like every vampire, when she's introduced, she's going to go, "Huh, it's not like in movies where vampires turn into baz." and can turn into mist, and they're repelled by the sign of the cross, and just lists off a bunch of things which, while weird, are no weirder than any parts of the vampire lore that are being kept in like a dismissive way. It's like, oh, this is all stupid. Because every vampire in every series gets to do that scene. But we can't cross running water, that one's real.
But she does feel like worse during the day. And
Yeah,
I
big
can't
deal. Who doesn't? Am I a vampire? No.
Eat. She also can't eat during the day.
I don't know, are you?
Well.
Also, this is a ton of psychos.
Yep.
Listen, you can just assign, like, horror movie monsters to anyone. It's a thing you can do. You don't even have to take a U quiz. Watch out,
What would you
Psycho Ball.
assign to me, Mary?
Let's see. The monster from Nope, who I'm not even going to say what it is because it's a spoiler for Nope.
Yeah.
There, you happy?
The werewolves kind of act like.
On one hand, I knew you were either going to say that or like give a serious answer.
What were you saying, James?
The werewolves kind of act like revenants, where they have like a melee attack if you get close, and you can,
Oh yeah, the Revenant Punch.
and you can bait them into doing that and not do their more dangerous missile
Yeah.
attacks.
Nice.
Yeah, Revenants and Doom can be real handfuls if you're not careful about managing their heat-seeking rocket attacks. A lot of the time, you do need to just stray into melee range and back off.
That's such a weird number. Why is it so big?
417 enemies, what?
Zane.
Mikey? Is that you?
Yes. There's no time to waste. The Psycho Syndicate has hidden the Hack Blood
check the-
Talisman, the most
the-
powerful Hack Blood weapon in the world, inside this computer. Get it, and we can finally revenge Stephanie's death and make the Psychos pay.
Yeah, finally. It was like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to go inside the computer.
Find the computer room.
Yeah. You know,
I
like
played
in
that.
The Matrix or Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only thing about that secret.
It looks just like a level from my favorite game, Cataclysm.
Yeah.
God, just
Yes, I coded it just for you. I knew you would know what to do. Now go.
also the binary code is X01,
Mm-hmm.
so I guess it's tertiary.
It's ternary.
Yeah, that's it. I never had to.
It's fine. It's not something you would know, and I'm not like making fun of you for that. I'm just saying it's ternary.
Memory banks. CPU.
This is the Hack Blood Talisman. Shoot once for a projectile blast, or hold down and charge your energy for a powerful beam.
I know I've done a couple of like what movie monster, or like what folklore monster are you? And I do tend to get werewolf an oddly high amount.
Huh.
Wow, furry
And
gets
I don't
werewolf.
agree with that. It's probably just a
Where
furry
funny.
thing. Yeah,
Like in Legend of Zelda.
like in Wallace and Gromit. Yeah,
Also,
it
we're
links
movie
the
now.
past this.
Marry the killer bunny from Monty.
Oracle
Yeah.
I had a friend who had never heard of Monty Python. Why do you say that in friends? We're still friends.
Let's see. It's a test. Bunny link.
Wait, what was that bunny called? 'Cause I know, like, D&D, like, aped it and called it the Morphle Bunny or whatever. Morphle Rabbit. I don't know what they're actually, like, that's not what
What is it
Morphle
called?
Bunny,
There is a name for it. The Rabbit of Kerbanog. The image for it is like completely normal white rabbit just looking very nonplussed, and there's like the skull next to it.
That's so good. Or not.
Follow the rabbit.
Not. Such a good rabbit. Also, I've gone to Delicious Dungeon or Dungeon Messy, where the part where they had to deal with dungeon rabbits, and it's good because I'm like, is this gonna be what I think it is? And then, yes, it is exactly what I think it is. If there's supposedly killer rabbits in a dungeon, I think, and like, God. Also, I love how almost dead Zane is, but he still has to tell you that the S-Blade have high blood charge.
Instead of, you picked up a medkit that you really need, is you picked up the S-Blade as a hack blood charge. Yeah. Also, any bunny can just link you quizzes and we'll all end up taking them, and we'll all end up complaining about the lyrics questions. We always do.
Yeah.
Very few lyrics make me go feral. Like, please stop asking that. It's always like, oh, which Taylor Swift lyrics make you go feral? And I'm like, I do not have any opinions on this.
Man, I'm so happy I'm not finding the one you're finding with, like, asking about Taylor Swift lyrics. I think I've only seen one of you quizzes ask a question
The other...
like that.
Yes, usually it's Hosier. I've never actually heard that said.
Yeah, I know.
You know the guy. And he's got like 2 songs that I think are okay, and then not a whole lot of other songs I care about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, those lyric or like band questions are, oh, which one of these do you like most? And it's like, band I vaguely know, band I don't know, band I don't know, band I vaguely know,
You don't
and
know a lot of bands, so... But the thing is, I don't know them either. They're always obscure ones.
Bands are just not the ones they ask for those quizzes.
Yeah, there's never an option which is I have never heard of any of these.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, like,
for me...
Like, at least add the, like, I don't know / like any of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. You have to decide between Scrimmy Bungus or I don't have a second one. Anyway. Scrimble Blimble.
I was gonna say,
one of these is your favorite band ever. It drives you completely feral. Yeah, the other category of questions which I'm like, really? Are the, which of these things that I've said to my friends do you find the funniest? And it's like, you're not funny. Like, if someone has one of those questions and none of the things they say are funny, which is all the time, I go, oh, I no longer respect this person's opinion.
Also another question is, choose characters from these games you have never played.
Yeah. At least, for the most part, it's, oh, this is a game that's, like, connected to what the thing is about, like...
Yeah, not always.
Choose your favorite Twilight character. If it's a vampire quiz, would be a thing, like... That would be a thing which I'd go, okay, I don't particularly have a good answer for this, but, like, I see how you got here.
Yeah, I think I once saw, like, a quiz which was like, oh, which character trope are you? And then it gave, like, random characters. Like, I don't know any of these, and the one character I do know, I don't like that one.
Yeah.
Blade has a hack blood charge.
Not quite.
Blade has a hack blood charge.
I'm sorry, this is very comical.
Blade has a hack blood charge.
Yeah, thanks, Zane. But again, like, if anyone does have a U quiz and they're like, yeah, cool, good, this one doesn't suck, like, let us know.
You know what?
I need to make like a U quiz for my OC verses and stuff.
Acid, at one point, like, I did go, oh, what would the results of a U quiz be for the factions? In one of Acid's things, it was Terra Nova, the robot setting. And that's... There's more to it than the robots, but you care most about the robots, let's be real. Yeah, so my actual, like, paragraph long definitions of what the factions are is entirely me going, what would a U quiz look like for them? Because there just wasn't a, like, concise description of any of them at that point.
That is because I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah.
I think it would be very funny to put like, oh, you fucked up if you got Venus, because they're all like capitalists.
Yeah.
Oh god, sorry, it makes me laugh because I'm remembering one RPG, like Field Club RPG and setting that's kind of has a soft spot in my heart. It's called Eclipse Phase, and like one of the factions is like the Extropians, which they're libertarians, and it's like basically no one really trusts them because like there's like, you know, various autonomous like groups and the Autonomous Alliance, which is like you know where, you know, you'll find all sorts of, you know, like people, usually like anarchists of some sort, or like you know, just a whole bunch of people trying to make it by. There's Consortium, which is like space capitalists that are like, hey, like, no, we need to have like some sort of government, or else we won't have people to buy anything that we sell. Like, we need people to survive, you know, like some sort of working civilization for that to happen. And then there's also the Extropians, which technically are part of the Autonomous Alliance, but no one really trusts them because, you know, they're libertarians. And so it's like, so this is funny thing of like that in the setting. And some of the source books, like, or a lot of them, like all the faction information is presented from point of view, usually from someone in that faction or someone else. So it's just like anytime anarchists are talking about them is like man, like, no, I wish they weren't like you know, so obsessed with capital, or like you see stuff from within the you know, the Extropians being like, no, what? Obviously, we're great. Like, libertarianism is lit, actually. Like everyone else just sucks. Like, one is a short section written by like an AI that was like programmed to like, you know, be in there, and it's like the like anarchists who like decided to opt out of capital and like are losers, or call them like dropouts, or like economic dropouts or whatever. But it's like but you know, sometimes they build business with Extropian and then, you know, get, you know, go back into capitalism, and that's good. And it's just kind of like has this fucking like weird voice. I cannot like replicate it without. I haven't read that section in a long time, but it's just, yeah, it's just funny. Just saying, like, if anyone has a character that's Extropian, and it's like, can I trust you? But yeah, I'll stop info dumping about Eclipse Phase for
No,
now.
it's
but-
fine.
No, it's really fun.
We all info dump about different things on this stream constantly.
Careful, I'm going to info dump about Terra Nova soon.
Well,
Excellent.
you could, but like, yeah.
I mean, I totally will. So, the Capitalist faction, I mentioned, the Venus faction, they're, I guess they're also just, like, willing to ally, but also destroy, like, any faction they want, just depending on, oh, what's profitable. Like, at some point, another faction was like, hey, we need help assassinating this guy because he's getting too advanced, and that guy wasn't really a threat to them, except for that they had, like, much better technology, and they were, like, not, you know, selling it, so they were just giving people, like, shit for free, which was, of course, if you're, like, a really capitalist agent, that is a problem for you. So she was like, oh yeah, I'll help you assassinate them, and then it caused, like, a resource problem for the other faction. They just didn't care because it wasn't a problem for them.
Yeah, also, God, I love the fucking Dragon Ball Z beam attack that makes you float.
I don't know how to really describe the, like, political stand of the Jupiter faction, but they kind of try to stay out of everything and, like, sort of, like, try to stay neutral in things, but that's kind of hard when, like, the other factions are some other factions are trying to kill each other. And then there's like, oh yeah, we're all allowed to use our transport and have to be peaceful on there.
Yeah, that can be a hard thing to conceptualize sometimes.
Also,
Especially when they
Jupiter.
put out left-leaning. Like people on the server end up being like, how do I write the faction that's just
You write the
all
centrist.
this?
Yeah, they are kind of centrist.
I've put forward my own ideas for the faction, but I don't think those are really what Acid's going with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, at least there's one really leftist faction, the Saturn faction, of course.
Yeah.
I think Earth is
Right.
also pretty leftist in a way.
They're... I suppose the term would be anarcho-syndicalist. Like,
Yeah,
that seems to be the closest to them. Like, yeah.
I mean, it's even more with Saturn because Saturn doesn't have a leader anymore.
Yeah.
Because he could fucking assassinate.
Oh no.
They don't have an overall leader, but there are, like, leaders of the individual cowboy-themed settlements they have out there. Because for some reason they're all robot cowboys.
Because
There's a reason for it, and that's because their, like, original creator was really into cowboys. Well, mostly into, like, old westerns and, like, old sci-fi movies. Like, well, he's so cool. We're going to take on his aesthetic as well.
It's like cowboys are a retro-futuristic, like, technology thing, like... They'd have, like, ray guns and rocket ships and stuff like that, just because their creator was a fan of old movies, and he's like, you know what, I'm just gonna build them to do this.
Good.
That's more that they chose it. Like, they thought, oh, that's also we also think that's really cool.
And yeah, which is where the like 20-foot tall cowboy robot that you posted in the OC channel comes from.
Well, like,
You
they're
don't
all
have
tall,
anyone
but
for comparison there. He's very tall.
Oh, I have an old drawing where I drew him like next to a human and like another Saturn robot. Let me just get it real quick. Just post it in VC real quick.
I am the X-Slayer.
him on the left.
107% kills.
Zane, I have helped you on your journey, but my spirit must depart. You are the final X-Slayer. You are the only one strong enough to defeat the Psychos. Now go to the Boise Potato Festival. This is where the Psychos' power is concentrated. You must stop them. Goodbye, my sons.
Son? What did he mean by son? I will never know.
God.
The way that people are animated is such a classic, like, early 3D animation way.
Blade has a hack blood charge.
Love Zane being a dumbass.
And like, oh, another fun faction is the Neptune faction, who are all in various war simulations, and they're all like based on like historical time periods and stuff.
Nice.
And they all have like a filter on them, which makes everything look like it's from that time period, and also makes them and other robots look like human.
Oh my god, they have pyro goggles.
Oh my god.
They do.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pyro from TF2.
Yeah.
Also Pyro.
Shout out to TF2.
Honestly, yeah, it did so much.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's a shame the comic never got finished, but just like all the weird world building that like the other comics that got introduced had, like, oh, there's a wizard. There's an evil wizard. There's
He's the roommate of Demo Man.
No,
not the roommate of Demo, roommate of Soldier.
And then got pissed off at the soldier, and that's why there's a Halloween event based around him. And then later, he owed the Yakuza $60,000, and this is like the 1960s, so that's an incredible amount of money, like an even more incredible amount of money. And then, so one of the Halloween events is like has carnival rides and other things, because he needs these mercenaries to spend so much money at his carnival, at his dirt carnival, so that he can pay off the Yakuza he owes money to, so that they won't like kill him. And it's great. It's still a dark wizard with like all these powers or whatever, but he's like, I'm not gonna fight the fucking Yakuza. I'm not doing that. Get out.
Line of the Batman episode where Joker says that he won't fight the IRS.
Oh yeah, God. Yeah, that's a funny gag. Let's see, what other weird TF2? Oh yeah, the Demo Man only has one eye because it got like something happened to it. He lost his eye and then he got possessed, I think. Because the eye
Isn't
is
the
also
eye
a
a
hollow.
during the Halloween event?
Yeah, you had to fight his eye that he lost. And also, the rest of his family have also lost their eyes because of being demolition experts and things going wrong with that.
TF2 lure is insane / affectionate.
Yeah, it's very amazing.
I mean, from what I've seen, they're at least, consistent with it.
Yeah, because it's like the little fish guy.
Gumshoe Cooper!
Wow.
Sure, that's like reference to something in Hypnospace.
It is. There's like a whole copyright thing going on with the Coopers.
Oh yeah, Gumshoe Gooper is a whole thing near the start of the game. It's the first assignment you get is to flag all of the instances on the internet as copyright violations, and in order to make up your quota, you're just obliterating like the work of 10-year-olds who are doing it as a class project.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of game Hypnospace Outlaw is.
Yeah. And then they all start like posting Gooper gifs as like a protest, and you have to take them all
Yeah.
down.
And you can still flag them for a long time.
Good.
That's like a supplementary income, it's just banning them for this.
But it feels really bad because you're like taking down drawings made by like children.
Yeah. Man, do I want to open up another can of soda at 11:30 in the evening?
I should get myself a soda right now.
Yeah. Soda break time! If you're thirsty,
break
drink
time.
something.
Yeah. Remember to drink some water, drink some, it's juice, soda, whatever. But yeah, I still need to play Hypnospace Outlaw, but I'm very glad that it exists, though. Of like the weird sort of story it wants to tell, and just looking back on the kind of early internet or early public internet, I guess I should say, because it
Yeah,
it
Web
existed for
1.0.
a while in some form since like what was it, the 60s, but that was like extremely experimental, extremely
Yeah, that was
just
ARPANET.
military or like military or like academic, right? Like by that point.
Yeah, it was largely a network of American universities and military installations, and it gradually grew out into the like world-spanning network that we know and love today, and that is probably going to go away in the next 2 years when people realize they can't advertise in it as well as they think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are living through a rapid change in what the internet is, and its usability is just tanking by the day. And I hope that there is a point where it levels out, but we've yet to reach that point. Between AI generated articles gumming up all searches, every app trying to make usability changes for no real reason, beyond just looking like they're doing something to their investors. Yeah.
We have people with business degrees running everything instead of people who actually know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what's wrong with Discord at the moment. You're getting the, oh well, clearly users want it to be more like a social network, and it's like, no, this is not what anyone uses it for.
Yeah.
Sometimes it results in funny things like the submarine.
Yeah. Oh god,
that's
the
not
submarine.
But
That's
just
less a symptom of the internet, but that is marketing guys going, oh yeah, we know how to build a submersible. Like, oh, these safety rules, yeah, we know better than them. And then you realize there's a reason for the phrase, safety regulations are written in blood.
Yeah, that's imploded.
Yeah.
Yeah, God. No, it still gets me that, like, seeing, on, from Twitter on, James Cameron, yes, that same James Cameron was interviewed by a news station, I forget which one, but because he has built, submarines, and I'm like, this was the first time I was learning about that. But like, he's built submarines. He like, went to like part of the Mariana Trench, not the deep. I think his record got beaten, but like, yeah, to like a really deep part of it, and apparently Evil Zane, but yeah, there's like, apparently there's a submarine designer, engineer, whatever community. It's really small, but
I'd say it's underground, but it's more underwater.
yeah. But yeah, it's like
Oh,
they're
these are a reference to Hypnospace Outlaw. These are stickers you can get in game.
nice.
All the like dolls and cats and stuff. You're the, I think, antique set of stickers. Oh no.
Oh no.
Evil baby.
Evil baby, psycho baby.
Psycho baby.
Psycho baby. Oh.
But oh yeah, I was gonna say James Cameron has said that like fucking the submarine making community, you know, were sent like letters to Ocean Gate, like, hey, don't do this.
Yeah, it's saying this is going to kill people. Like, you know it's going to kill people.
I can't
And it's
believe
always, no, it's
Iron
fine.
Lung. Any game Iron Lung, a real thing.
Yeah, but
God.
the only
I feel sorry for the dev for that because he, you know, he didn't want that to happen. You know, his gaming associated with it.
Yeah, he literally said like, oh, I made like one of the scariest things I could think of, and just thinking about that like happening in real life. It's kind
Did you make it work that way because it's how it worked in real life, or because it was messed up? And it's like, I 100% did it because it was the most messed up thing I could think of.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no.
I guess the only the one positive thing out of that whole thing was the CEO, the guy who built the sub, was on the sub when it
Yeah. Somehow
Yeah.
the guy who made the giant death trap
Somehow
was like,
he was
this
that
is good.
confident.
And it's like,
Yes, Blade
wow.
has a hack blood charge.
And also, I guess another good thing that came out of this is seeing someone on Twitter that was like, "Oh, this is showing the the dangerous social network that people are making fun of this." When it's like, after the Titanic sunk, there were so many headlines dunking on it. Like one, let me find. I posted in a Discord server. Let me find it real quick. But I'm pretty sure it was like the world's largest metaphor crashed into the iceberg. Yeah, no, world's
Yeah.
largest metaphor hits iceberg.
there's
Titanic,
a ton of those.
representation of man's hubris sinks in North Atlantic Ocean. 1,500 dead in symbolic tragedy. It's just like people were tearing it to pieces. Like the day after they
the
after they
iceberg.
find out about it, it was it was kind of the Titanic to provide a ballroom for the mermaids. Evening Noons, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, April 25th, 1912.
Goddamn.
Topeka Daily, Capital, Kansas, April 24th, 1912. If you own a lifeboat, now is a good time to sell it. There's a big demand for lifeboats, and prices have gone up. And it's like, that one was actually, that I saw was actually really anti-capitalist of appeal to reason, Gerard, Kansas, May 11th, 1912. If the wreck of the Titanic proved anything, it was that wealth counts as nothing before the forces of nature. But the capitalist press loses the lesson and teams with the heroism of the rich while ignoring the heroism of the poor, who are left by the hundreds to perish in order that the heroic rich might be saved. And it's like, damn, that's only too fitting of just people get into a death trap that looks like a death trap and died because they were wealthy.
Man, especially if you know how poor people were treated during the whole thing.
Of the Titanic.
Yeah, like the whole thing with the boat with immigrants.
Oh yeah, that also happened around the same time. That people.
I was thinking sort of how they basically locked the poor in
Oh
the
yeah.
bottom parts of the ship during the accident.
Of the Titanic, yeah.
Yeah, the one really good thing about the submersible thing is, like, even a lot of friends who are like terrified of that kind of being trapped in that kind of situation can look at this and go, wow, this would never happen to me because I'd never spend $250,000 to do this.
And
Yeah.
another good thing that happened is that the Iron Lung dev is now getting a lot of money because people are buying his game.
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
At least he's taking. Actually, I'm saying
Go
he.
ahead.
I don't actually know. At least they are taking this in like a good stride, going like, oh god, what happened? It's like, yeah, they invented the iron lung from the game. Don't invent the iron lung.
God. Yeah. They really did invent the iron lung.
Markiplier's movie about it is going to make so much money.
Oh yeah, he is actually
Oh,
making
dear.
a movie about that game.
Markiplier is doing a what?
Yes, that's actually
Someone want to
happening.
explain this?
All I know is
I only
that
barely know who Markiplier is, so start at the beginning.
he's going to star in the movie.
What's up, everybody? This is Markiplier. I don't actually know his sign-on thing because I've not seen a Markiplier video in years.
I do not know from Markiplier.
Yeah, I haven't watched him because I remember during one of the incidents with PewDiePie, he was one of the guys that was like, "Hey, make sure you subscribe to PewDiePie."
Yeah.
And, after some,
I kind of
yeah,
just lost all interest in watching anything he put out after that, and I don't know if he walked that back later, if he went, oh yeah, it turns out this guy is a piece of work, which would be fair to, take a closer look at what he's doing and go, actually, no, he sucks. But I don't know, and it's hard to get any information on that, because only people who are already fans of Markiplier will say anything, and they'll always say, actually, he was good all along.
Yeah.
It's just exhausting to keep up with stuff like that, so...
Yeah, but I just know that he's going to star in the movie about it.
Yeah.
Which I know in the game, it's not only this fucked up submarine, but it's specifically they're forced inside in a sea of blood, and they don't have a viewport or anything. They just have a shitty camera with a low frame rate that will in a delay show you what's happening in front of the sub. So you have a big delay of what you're doing versus what the sub, what you're seeing and what the sub's actually doing. In this again, sea of blood. Which sounds
Honestly, I
terrifying.
don't know if the game would work as well in a movie, especially if they're adding dialogue or something, because something about the dead silence just adds to that you are completely alone vibe, and how nervous the main character must feel.
By the way, the actual sub only had a window in the bathroom. They had to look at the computer screen.
Yeah?
Wait, I thought that it was just that the only seat was...
The only seat in it is the toilet, which is segregated from the rest of the cylinder, and it is just a cylinder, by a thin curtain.
Oh.
And the toilet has a porthole that you can look out whilst you're,
Kidding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying this in the present tense. You know it's not in the present tense.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's for the best that it immediately imploded. Because, all jokes aside, horrifying situation to be in, but they kind of brought it on themselves.
Yeah.
Media sort of spun a thing about how, they're still alive and you can find them, but they no, they imploded.
And the media always do this. It's the 24-hour news cycle.
Yeah, and also because they're rich, so it's the exceptionalism of the wealthy, and there's
The only person on that ship I feel kind of sorry for is the 19-year-old who said he didn't want to go but still went because his dad was obsessed with it and he wanted to make his dad proud.
That's the only one that there's kind of sympathy.
And even then, you know what, billionaires just live in a different world from us.
Yeah, because they, you know, I've seen someone another server call it like they don't really, and they don't really, you know, billionaires don't really have common sense because they have enough money that they don't need common sense. They feel invincible because most situations they just have enough money to throw around that nothing can
Yeah,
really
for
stick
them,
to them or hurt
life is a never-ending like buffet of preferences of their own choices. Oh, what do I want to do most in the moment? I have enough money. Even if I get fined, it's not a problem for me. Even if has a fee attached to it, it's not a problem for me. And it turns out there are certain things you can't buy your way out of, such as being compressed to the size of a soda can at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
But I remember people getting pissy about like Finland having the fines for like speeding be like based on your income. So if you have like more income, you have to pay a bigger fine. It's like, well, that makes sense. That makes so
It makes perfect sense.
the fine is, you know, bothersome for everyone. Otherwise, you'll just have rich people who keep going really fast while like some poor person who hurries to the hospital once gets fined or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing a post somewhere of someone talking about their rich friend who basically just treated things as, oh, if there's a fine for doing this, and that just means, like, it's an extra fee you have to pay to do this one thing. It isn't a deterrent to them, because why would it be? They have effectively unlimited money. Anyway, so if any of my friends ever somehow become billionaires and pay $250,000 to board a nightmare death trap claustrophobia submarine, like, at that point you're probably not going to be my friend anyway, but I forget where I'm going with this.
Add them, make sure to add Mary the Rabbit to your
Make sure to add
last
me
will
as
and
the sole beneficiary to your last will and testament.
Yeah. Oh, something else I wanted to mention that I remember seeing a video someone uploaded talking about how it's like, oh, how could they have spent like that much money to go on this death trap? But like kind of compared it to, well, assuming you have like, I forget how much it was. Like I think if you make like 50, like I think 30 grand a year or something like that. It's like, okay, how much is like a cup of coffee at like some like Starbucks or whatever? It's like, oh, let's say it costs like $7.50, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. It's like
No,
that
coffee's
is like
expensive
some
nowadays,
tiny
but
fraction
yeah.
of like your total like wealth for per year, right? And it's like comparatively, if you have $1 billion, then that like 250 like thousand, then that's only about like 1.7 like cups of coffee. Like,
yeah,
in,
that's
like,
going to Starbucks like once a day for a week is a bigger proportion of your income than going on the submarine would be to these billionaires.
Yeah, like they just make so much money that it's just that's whatever. But at the same time, just their belief in other rich people and the one the grifter having full faith in his own grift is what bewilders me the most.
It's really funny though.
Yeah, it would
really
be different entirely if he had just sent a bunch of billionaires to their devs, because it's like, oh yeah, I'm just grifting them. But the fact he seems to believe it and he went along with it himself is, oh no. How can you be that? I can't even say negligent at that point. What? What happened there to make him do that?
Pretty stupid.
Zane's right.
You get
That's
more
right.
brain cells to lose.
And apparently
Yeah.
there was like an earlier incident, like a couple of years ago, where the sub did get lost for a while.
Oh yeah, for like.
Oh yeah, it got lost for 4 hours. We didn't know where it was and we couldn't communicate. And also, they shut off the internet at the home base. We couldn't tweet about it going missing.
God.
Oh man.
Oh.
The fact that it doesn't have a tether gets me, because that would be, comparatively, one of the simpler things you can do.
Yeah,
right?
but a tether with enough tensile strength to actually make it that far down would weigh several tons.
Like, yeah, it's like, what are you launching the sub from, then?
Yeah.
I mean, like, a big boat.
Admittedly, this is the least of your problems. Like, you should be able to put out a boat that can support that weight. But apparently not.
Also, the internet was provided by Elon, because of course.
Yeah, Starlink. That was a selling
Of course.
point. And it doesn't even have a beacon, like, you know, like airplanes.
Listen, Elon, you can prove that this was all in good faith by getting in the second sub.
Yes.
Please get in the second sub.
At least he's possibly going to go into a cage match against Mark Zuckerberg, who, while he also sucks for a lot of reasons, is probably just going to obliterate him in a fight.
Apparently he actually works out.
I heard that he backed
I heard
out.
he's shredded. He has a
he
six
backed
pack.
out?
Of course he did. He backs out with everything.
Well, yeah, it would be funny to see them bite each other to death.
It would be. It would be funny to put them in a cage and just have the cage slowly compress inwards.
Or quickly.
Slowly sling into a vat of acid.
Yeah.
Acid, you say?
Hey, what's over here?
What is over
We
there?
have the harbinger of acid here.
Oh, that's kind
Uh-oh.
of fun.
Skeleton gif.
Skeleton, yeah.
This is basically the train in Blood.
Oh, that's funny.
The skeleton popped out.
Yeah.
I am the X-Slayer.
Does it look fine on the stream? Because I alt tabbed for a second.
It's fine, as far as I know.
I want to hear a bad joke.
Yeah.
What do you call a skeleton in the closet?
In the closet. In the closet.
Skeleton in the closet.
I don't know. What do you call skeleton in the closet?
World champion hide and seek.
Yeah.
That is for the in the closet bit. I'm like.
Yeah, I thought this was
skeleton?
gonna be a gay
I'm
joke, but like, oh no.
Nah. Yeah, you can change it to like any hiding place. It's
Yeah.
kind of a bad joke.
Oh, I remember hearing. The thing is, I couldn't tell you if this is a creepypasta, like a thing from like an old horror story or what. Of, like a couple who had just got married and they went, oh, let's like just play some like childhood games around our house to like celebrate, you know, and then they played hide and seek, and no one could find the bride until they found her years later, having locked herself in a luggage case in the attic. And it's like, oh, that's horrifying. And I cannot remember what it's from, and it's it's not something I'd know how to Google.
Life tip from Adam Chase. Never promise to help a high school friend that you will finish the stupid Cataclysm mod you started together at 16. He will not forget, and you will regret it.
You will regret it.
Fall down the pit to respawn, or don't. The final boss sucks because I gave up. The guy is delusional, but he has a kid and really thinks this game is his ticket out of being a deadbeat dollar store manager, so I pretty much have to help him out now. Why did I pick up the phone? I have my own family to take care of. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. The one and only Final X-Slayer, the real Zane. Yeah, that's what I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah. God.
Hmm.
Just being dunked on by the the dev who's actually doing tons of work. So much hate in the Boise Potato Festival.
So much salt.
God, you're right.
So that's like the end of the game?
No,
Yeah,
this is...
that's the canonical ending of the game.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is a secret area. Like, a lot of the other secrets are a bit self-deprecating as a joke. Well. Do you need us to do a Heimlich maneuver?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Is saying choke carefully also a thing, where you're from when someone is like coughing a lot and it sounds like they're choking? Isn't that that's a thing you sometimes like teasingly say to someone when they're coughing like that?
I have never told anyone to choke carefully. I tell people to do a lot of things. Some of which, technically, I'm not allowed to say on Twitter. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's also kind of like a dad joke here to say that, like...
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. We're not allowed to say the word cis on Twitter anymore. It's just so
We're going to
pathetic.
talk about chemical relations.
Yeah. Honestly,
God, I saw
first
some
thing I
very
did.
stupid comments when people were like talking about the ban and we were saying like, oh, what if they went to say the Latin word for black? Stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a difference between like good faith and bad faith arguments or things like this, but like,
Yeah.
down with cis.
Now it says.
God.
Down with this.
Can't believe Elon got beaten up by the Down with Cis bus.
I can't believe he got beaten up
So
by
sad, Elon Musk died of ligma.
Who's Elon Musk?
Oh my god.
Man, I could just have that sound effect of the Rorschach exploding, you know?
God, yeah.
Because I took off the Gutsman sound effect, because, yeah.
Yeah.
You overused it.
It was overused.
It got overused.
I did like it though, but yeah.
It was funny, but we did rapidly overuse it.
Ta-da!
You weren't allowed to have it anymore. You abused it.
We are allowed to.
Lamp oil, rope, bombs. You want it?
Ducks with a number on their... No. Mary?
Hmm? Yeah. Sorry, it's... God. I am not... I don't really have the best of reflexes when I'm watching a stream and doing other things.
That's fair.
Journey into your butthole.
Journey into your butthole.
Man, this is the worst album that Journey's ever released.
Yeah. And man, there are some real, like, there's some real competition for that. I don't know anything about Journey. Maybe they're good.
They have some songs I absolutely adore. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Hemorrhoid cream.
Of course.
I'm pretty sure that's spelled differently.
Yeah. Well, we're in the butthole now, so...
Unfortunately, we have traveled to Uranus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this sure is.
It sure is the journey into your butthole.
Whole game experience feels like Cruelty Squad minus one of the layers of irony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Cruelty Squad is on so many layers of irony. This is what the Wiggles Dark Ride will look like in 2025.
So you're saying Cruelty Squad is Dave Strider.
Yeah.
No.
And this game is Dirk.
No, it.
I'm so glad I don't know what that means.
No Homestuck. No
Homestuck.
Homestuck.
Yeah.
Leave stream. Leave stream.
But it's a
Yeah.
spy stream.
Banned for Homestuck crimes.
Yeah.
James,
Bam.
I can just kick you
No
out.
appeal.
I'm not going to, but I can.
About Homestucker, I'm going to talk about another shitty piece of media that Toby made music for.
Yick.
You mean Pokemon Scarlet and Violet?
You mean Cucumber Quest?
I don't think Cucumber Quest is shitty.
That's okay. I
I
actually
don't
really
know
like the
anything
art.
about it.
I have actually seen the Let's Play of Y2K.
I meant Starbound.
Oh no, did he do Starbound's music? Oh no.
Yeah, he had a lot of unused songs and he made one of the title songs, but none of them were used. But once he got popular of Undertale, they sneaked the old title team back in on the music box.
I actually have seen stuff from Y2K.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, somehow Acid has ended up as the expert on Starbound, and it's like, this is a very dubious title, but like, good for you.
I don't think it's worse than being a Homestuck fan.
Yeah, I don't think it's any worse than me, like, knowing, like, to an almost encyclopedic degree about Harry Potter stuff, a series that I do explicitly hate.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, you grow up in
Yeah.
the United Kingdom in like that time
Yeah, when that
period.
was big, of course.
And the US.
God.
Then you develop bad political takes based on it. Because the whole thing is a bad political take.
Yeah.
It still gets me that people didn't talk about the whole, like you know, in the movies, like the director, like, we need to change this, and it's like, oh, only the one asshole has a house slave. It's like, who has a house elf slave? But in the book, it's like, oh no, just everyone has it. Even the you know, the Weasleys, Weasleys, yeah. I keep forgetting their name.
They don't, the
They
Weasleys don't have a
They don't
house
have
elf,
one,
they go,
but they
oh,
want
because
one."
we're poor. We do
And it's
want
like-
a slave, though.
But
And
it's
it's
like
like,
they can
what?
practically clean up their whole house. Like, why even? You just want to own a slave to own a slave. Like, it's just even more like dystopian, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, it's like
great.
you don't even have the excuse of, oh, but we need this. It's like, this isn't even helping you. You're just doing it to be cruel at this point. Oh,
Yeah.
Harry
see.
absolutely gets one. And like,
And he never.
He has
frees
two.
him.
he doesn't even like him, but he just
Doesn't one character say like, "Oh, this is fucked up," and everyone ridicules them for it?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
Hermione and her SPEW, Society for the Protection of Elvish Welfare. which is treated as this whole like, haha, these slaves don't want to be freed, which became doubly worse when J.K. Rowling was trying to push it. Oh well, I never said Hermione wasn't black, and it's like, this would make everything in that entire subplot objectively horrifying.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
also did describe her skin color a few times, so
Yeah.
Keep going, Tex. You show those psychos.
Yeah. Anyway, avoiding the topic of Harry Potter.
No, one thing I will say about Homestuck is that there's some cool stuff from there. I just kind of wish the whole... You know what? One thing I will
probably
say
handled
is that...
better in some other fantasy media.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I kind of wish it had an editor. Because
Yeah.
yeah.
It needed
if
an
it was
editor at
trimmed
some
down,
point.
it would have been so much better. But it's like after a bit, it kind of felt like
It kind of spins its
Hussey was like,
wheels for
if
several
I keep this
years.
going, then like because part of the draw was like, oh, it's so obfuscated, like there's mystery and it's like so like hidden and so obtuse, and it's like, if I invest in making this really obtuse, then like I can get more people interested in Homestuck.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like that because towards the end of it, there's like so many threads that never get like dealt with, and like plot threads that just kind of happen, and it's like
Yeah.
there's even one part where it's like, I have like the leprechaun shipping lore, and I'm gonna be like, you're gonna read this because what if I've hidden some actually important information in here?
Yeah, I think
And
I
it's
just
like,
skipped that one and I was right to do so.
Yeah,
I think
because
that
it
was-
doesn't matter.
I think that was him making fun of people who were taking troll shipping lore seriously.
A bit,
I mean,
yeah,
it
but...
kind of influences part of the plot of the different troll relationships or whatever. But even then, kind of a mess.
Secrets like insurrection planning, get Zane to kill Novan, do my dirty work for me, kill Novan's crappy robots, especially the sexy robot, disgusting. Open the gateway to the Jetsa dimension in the capital of Boise, take over the whole state with the power of Jetsa aliens, ha 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 ha. Make fun of Zane for being stupid and sexy and then destroy him.
Damn. They're down bad for Zane.
Yeah.
But, okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Homestuck. It has a lot of flaws. There's some cool stuff in there. But I kind of wish it was like, if it was more compact of a story, that would have helped it a lot. Because, oh boy, you kind of forget how things are going so far once like you're at like page 7,000 or something, and then every update is just like a single still image and then like 12 paragraphs of text underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know what? If this was a more traditional comic, you could more handle you can handle dialogue better and like conversations. But if it's just like a single image and then here's 12 paragraphs of text,
Or an animated
things
GIF.
slow down.
I never got into Homestuck.
Yeah, don't get
Keep
into
it that
Homestuck.
way.
Early on,
Don't get into Homestuck.
Early on, the style worked, and then it just sort of kept going, and it didn't work. And it was stuck with it.
They were stuck.
God. I'll ban both of us. No, just kidding. But yeah, it's God, because there was some stuff that were, it's weird to think about sometimes. Because there were some things I actually liked from it, and I can understand them getting rid of the, bypassing the goofy programming jokes. Even though that's what I liked about Act 1. Because, I was once in computer science, so of course loved the goofy fucking programming jokes, but things just kind of kept expanding, and then not really following up on a lot of things. Well, I just saw a rocket fly towards you.
Yep.
I didn't see that werewolf at first. I was kind of surprised at that, seeing a rocket, JPEG or whatever. Or
Which
rocket
werewolf?
.gif fly at you. Oh, that werewolves are the enemies with the rocket launcher in this game.
Oh, okay.
So even if we can't see it it's so far away we can't really see it that well as a werewolf. Trust me, it's a werewolf.
Didn't they turn Stephanie into a werewolf as well?
Yep.
Yeah. It's kind of
happens.
weird that she got turned into a werewolf and then like 5 seconds later we see the werewolf generic enemies.
Yep.
Yeah, so in a similar vein to Homestuck, I sometimes talk about the superhero web novel Worm. Don't read Worm.
Yeah, don't read
It's a fantastically influential piece of work. It's got some really cool ideas. Don't read it. Just trust me in this one.
What's so bad about it again?
I don't know what it is. What's so
Do you
bad
want
about
a
it?
bullet point list?
Yeah, give
Nah,
us the top
it's-
10
There's a
reasons
lot
why you
going
shouldn't
on
read Worm.
in Worm. There's some very odd, the writer seems to have a very different perception of his characters than he intends to, than he has actually written them as. There's how to put this. People joke about how every character in, every girl in the entire thing comes across as bi, just because whenever you're seeing from a girl's perspective, any other woman, they are described in the same way. The big problems include stuff like the gang of Nazis who use slurs frequently, and it's like they're always shown as the villains, but also did you have to have the slurs?
Yeah.
Yeah. They tend to be a huge problem in fan fiction because that's when people are writing them, that's what they focus on, and it's like, dude, I don't want to read this now.
Yeah.
It also has the problem of just being a very bleak setting, and it can come across as hopelessly bleak.
Yeah. From what I've heard,
Just-
that
And it was kind of written week by week, every week he had to put out a chapter, and so there's some real padding in there, real padding.
Funny thing,
There's entire arcs which it could have just gone without. And then there's one very rapid time skip that basically cycles through about 3 years worth of updates in one chapter, to the point that I genuinely thought, oh, there's a character of it's not really a character, there's a giant monster with time powers who's introduced at one point, and I genuinely just thought, oh, okay, this must be something to do with that, and we're seeing a vision of the possible future, and it's like, no, this just is a time skip that is written really poorly. Yeah.
Wait, hang on. Let me open my windows with I'm dying.
Yeah, the sequel series Ward just had every problem but worse, and I kind of ended up just giving up on it once I realised I didn't care if a single one of these characters lived or died.
yeah.
There was a character who, because of a transcription error in a poll of, what is it, I can't remember, it's best character from some area of the US, I don't know. Yes. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on this. I'm terrible at geography, especially US geography. But, like, they gave her name and, like, what was supposed to be her superhero name in the middle, but they gave that as Cop. Because people just saw all these posts of her being, oh yeah, she's a cop. Just went, yeah, that must be her, like, in series, like, her, like, code name. It's not. It is absolutely not, and it's so funny. She is so much a cop. Where is she?
I hate it when women are cops.
Yeah.
PUBG hops.
Yeah. I know with TMA it was kind of like a problem that everyone was like drawing the one cop lady as a butch, even though there was like no indication that she was. Like not doing that to any of the other women.
Damn. Fucked up.
Ah, here it is. Best fictional New Englander. Amy Dallin versus Victoria, quote-unquote, Cop Dallin. And it's like... It doesn't have Panacea's, like, cape name, and it definitely does not have... like... Victoria is never called Cop in series, even though she is very much cop brain. Like, there's a bit of her narration, like, it's written from her perspective, so, or at least Ward is. She's a comparatively minor character in Worm, who's the central character of Ward. But when we see from her perspective, she's like, there's no good people or bad people, there are only people who, like, make good decisions and people who make bad decisions. And, of course, there are whole categories of people who only make bad decisions because they're bad people, and it's like, you were so close to getting it! And it's not an intentional thing, like, it's not a biting commentary on this character being kind of an awful hypocrite. This is just what the author believes. Ah.
But yeah, I've heard so much about Warp over the years from girlfriend. There's a lot of fanfics of it because, like, oh, there's interesting things here. I love watching more of those. But also just like she was like she couldn't keep up with the novel because it becomes kind of a slog because it's just like, oh, what can go wrong? As superheroes tell. And it's just, I've even heard, from people other than Mary, that another friend was reading Ward, but they dropped it because it just kind of got too dark. Like, it felt like grim dark, where it's just, it's just dark for the sake of it.
The thing about Ward is, like, I can't really talk about this setting of Ward without giving massive Worm spoilers, so if you are intending to read it at any time, you know, cover your ears. But, like, the thing is, Worm kind of ends with the apocalypse. Like, straight up, almost everyone on Earth dies. They punch holes into other realities, fighting, like, the basically the final boss of Worm. And the setting, as it stands at the start of Ward, is there really isn't any central government anywhere. People are just rebuilding what they can on other worlds, and then it immediately just becomes street level superhero stuff, just exactly like Worm, despite this not fitting the setting at all. Yeah.
Of course.
And it's like, how do you even still have prisons at this point?
What? They have prisons in the apocalypse?
Yeah, like, literally less than 2 years post 90% of people on Earth dying.
I mean, cop brain people would absolutely.
They would.
Prisons.
Yeah, like, how can humans exist without prisons, of course? Obviously. Like when cavemen came into existence, so did prisons. It's fundamental, you see.
Yeah, so theoretically, the main setting of Ward is, oh, it's a city where on every street there are portals to other dimensions, and so it's this like labyrinth of overlapping streets in other dimensions, and it's, you know, a new city built after the apocalypse, and everyone's like all tense and like carving out their own territory in it, and it doesn't really work though, because the author has no investment in actually portraying the city, and so it just ends up being a carbon copy of the regular but kind of bad city the first book was set in.
Now there's just less people.
There's not even like any indication there are less people. It's just somehow, oh, everyone we knew from the first, everyone we knew from Worm is just hanging out in the city now.
Okay.
And it's not even like treated as an interdimensional kind of city, it's just like, oh yeah, here is the one dockyard, here is the one like high street, and it's like, oh, okay, you just have nothing going on with the world building anymore. Which is a shame, because Worm actually excelled in its world building in some respects.
Post-apocalypse can be pretty cool, but I don't think this person is good at writing from what you describe.
Yeah.
I did not catch any of that, sorry.
Post-apocalypse can be pretty cool, but I don't think the author of Worm is
It's not treated as a post-apocalypse, basically, and it technically is the thing.
So apparently, Pinocchio, the original Pinocchio story, was written in a similar way.
Uh-huh.
What, week by week? Or
That's right, there was a sequel to Pinocchio and it sucked. Yeah, if it's written week by week, sure, that's a thing you can do. And that's not necessarily the sole cause of things being bad, because like you can edit down.
Oh yeah.
In fact, it's part of how I write is to write too much and then cut out bits that don't work anymore. But if you're just publishing it week on week, you're going to hit a point where you're just pushing out, okay, I'm just writing this very long fight scene so that I don't have to like think about any plotting stuff for a while.
Yeah.
Which is most of one of the early appearances of fan favorite Dragon, who, contrary to her name, does not have any dragon-related powers, but is just like, she is like, it's not even treated as a big reveal. As soon as you meet her for the first time, you get a perspective chapter from her right afterwards, where it confirms she's not someone who's like fighting crime in a robot suit. She is literally just an AI that is remote controlling all of those, and she's the most human character in the setting. Like, she is absolutely beloved as a character. Because she's the one genuinely nice person. She just doesn't actually have a human body in any sense. Haha, time to go in the hole.
To the hole with you.
The hole.
This level I'm not a big fan of, but it has the best secret.
Mm-hmm. Oh right, yeah, I was saying, one of the first, like, arcs where Dragon shows up, she shows up, fights each of the members of the main team one at a time in a long, drawn-out way that isn't that interesting, and it's like, you've done this disservice to this character people were already invested in. But it's like the whole arc could have been cut out with zero loss. It doesn't develop anyone's characters at all. It's just, okay, I need to pad this out for another month.
God.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the writing schedule never changed. If it, this kept happening.
Yeah, there's only a couple of arcs where that really noticeably happens, but when it does, you know it's happening.
Yeah. God. You know what? Mind if I bring up some, like, an example of weird writing
Go for it.
I thought about earlier today? I still need to look into it more, but I've heard that for the setting of Lancer, a mecha, like, tabletop RPG, that, like, honestly seems really cool. Like, the mechs are cool, there's some, like, and, there's some potential there, but, like, the setting's a bit weird, but it... a friend told me, like, oh yeah, apparently an entity calling itself Raw, like the god, just kind of showed up at one point, and is like, basically like, hey, humans, you can't become post-human with, by trying to become, like supercomputers or whatever, like, hey, no post-humanism, and just took away, like, everyone's fucking, like, spaceships or whatever, like, all their, like, big, like, sci-fi tech, and for, like, a week or something, and then came back, and, like, okay, you get your stuff back, but no post-humanism, because, like, which is such a weird idea, because it's a setting where it's, like, people can get, like, robot, like, backups, if they die, it's like, okay, your memory's transferred into, like, a robot, whatever, or you can get, like, augments, like, you have so much, like, transhumanism already. It feels weird to explicitly have a god be like, no post-humanism, just wagging its finger, and it's like, why? It doesn't even feel like something that is, like, it wants to address later? Because if it's like, okay, we have to attack and dethrone God, from the creator of the series,
to attack and dethrone God.
Kill 6 billion demons. Yeah, attacking and dethrone God is a thing that seems likely, right? But at the same time, it's like, well, nothing that the players or, like, it feels, like, weird as a setup, even if it's potentially for a meta narrative, because you've introduced something so far above and beyond anything else in the setting can handle that it's like, it just feels like, well, if humanity's gonna be like, well, you're so right, bestie, no post-humanism. Like, so true, and because I guess, great, I thought about more clearly earlier, but yeah, it's just that, of, if you're gonna introduce something like this, it feels weird, like, is it gonna be a core theme of, like, moving forward with new, lore or anything that you want to deal with? Because if you want it to be that, then it's kind of hard to do anything about it if some god can literally just be like, I'm gonna take away your cool technology if you defy me, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's like, well, it's like, why even make it a thing? It almost feels like it's just like, oh, I don't want to deal with, like, post-humanism in my set, so I'm just gonna have a god say, like, no, it can't happen. Like, like, I feel like I'm talking in circles, but it's still just bewildering as a narrative, like, tool to just do that, because it's like, you can't build up from there. Like, if you have, like, a ragtag group of, like, a ragtag team going up against an empire, you can build up from that, right? Of, like, things that they could do to mess with the, like, empire's goals, and then eventually they get enough, like, allies or something to go up against it. There's, things that escalate from there. But when you have a god just snap its fingers and just, no. And it's like, why would he do this? Why would he write this? Explode! Have anyone else seen, like, have examples of, like, something doing, something strange like that? Of, like, No, we're just gonna not allow this setting by Deus Ex. Human Revolution. Sorry if I lost everyone with that.
No, it's fine. Like, we've all gone off on weird tangents on these streams. I linked a Worm music video about Dragon just because, like, she's a very likable character, but that's about all I have to say about her. Yeah. I never actually looked into Lancer or anything like that.
But yeah. I was hoping you know that he's also had other examples of writers doing weird shit. I just like, we'll just throw this in here, and it's like, wait, this brings up even more questions.
Listen, there are countless examples.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just so weird anytime it happens. Like, why did you put this in here? You don't want to
Okay, here
deal
comes
with
the
any
best
of this.
secret.
Oh shit.
I found a secret. My kid actually made this art. Pretty good for a 3-year-old, right? He's awesome. His name's Mikey. I promised he could do some art in my game. He's probably gonna do art when he grows up. He can also write all of the letters.
oh, that's nice.
Cute.
Character development. Considering this is a game that's like edgy teen remaking a game a decade on, and it's like, oh, he's actually grown as a person.
Yeah, that's like kind of insight into the person, or well, the character, of like what he
That's
actually
good.
is in the, what he's actually like in the
Big
setting.
red truck. What is he doing here with all these psychos? Time to hit the road.
Yeah, that level just kind of felt like it was there, except for that last part with the secret.
Yeah.
God, I mean, I tried to like zero in on one thing, where I could go, oh, this one thing that was added to a setting makes it retroactively not make any sense, but yeah, there's just so many. And a lot of the times there's like, oh, this is one thing in a series that you just have to ignore because it's never going to be answered. And not in a like, oh, some questions are meant to be an answered way, but in a the writer introduced this thing and then couldn't think of anything to do with it. Actually, no. Now that I'm saying that, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, every single part of it has one of those.
Oh god.
Giorno's like life force punch thing, which like as well as his what's it the what's the other thing the like his anything he creates with his power reflects damage back on anyone who attacks it. Like those are both things that don't come up again.
Oh my god, they really don't.
And to be fair, like, they kind of would just break the story to make him far too powerful. He's already very strong by the standards of characters in that.
Yeah. But that was some really, yeah, now that I think about it, yeah, like, wow, they really did kind of silently drop it.
JoJo's in general, and Part 5 in particular, really feels like somebody's fanfic.
Yeah.
And I'd love to know what it's a fanfic of.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, obviously.
So true.
So, like, I like Part 5. Like, I like all of the parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures to different degrees, but, like, there's a lot of cool ideas in Part 5. There's some really... It has some of the best fights in the series, and there are some bits that don't really make any sense, like the fact it takes place across the course of a single week. And it's like,
God,
damn, that was a hell of a week. Like you're all ride or die for each other by the end of it.
Hey, Ghost Trick takes place in 12 hours.
Yeah.
Home
You've
stuff.
gone from joining the mafia to being the head of the mafia in a week.
In a week.
Homestuck at first takes place in over 24 hours, but then
It becomes very decompressed. It has a lot of like downtime between events and after that point.
well,
Because
also
the early Spurb stuff is kind of, yeah, that happens very rapidly, and then they're kind of left dealing with the consequences of their like rapid short-term decisions for months afterwards.
well, yeah, but that takes a while to get to that point.
God, Act 1 was 1,000 and so pages long.
I think it was
That's so
short.
easy. No, it was 1,000 pages.
Oh, also,
I can.
the predecessor.
That comic was so long.
Predecessor to Homestuck, Problem Sleuth, like takes. Oh, technically.
That was
takes...
1,700 pages total, and that was a whole contained story.
Yeah, but also, oh, I shouldn't be using that. Also, I was going to say it takes place like in like a short amount-ish of time, but also kind of doesn't do the events of one thing that happens in the comic. Technically, doesn't take that short amount of time. Oh no, wait, no, they said that it got compressed because of the black hole. That's right.
Yeah, the black hole. Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, no, it's God, where was I going with this? Something time. Oh yeah, no, we were talking about JoJo.
Final boss
then,
time.
Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Hold on a sec.
Oh.
Let it get into position. It's not a good position.
We had to do some platforming to get to the final boss.
Yeah, just the card sliding.
Zane, I have been waiting my whole life for this.
Now he's just Donkey Kong.
Well.
You see my true power.
And now we move. Get to that bus. Ah, crap. There it goes. Because the bus is kind of the best platform for this fight. Trust me, the boss is kind of annoying because of the cars.
Boingy, boingy.
And it's better to fight them using rapid fire weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love the weird fucking after
Yeah.
fucked up looking. But that works for this boss.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah, it looks goofy as hell, but it works, so...
Yeah.
Ah!
You're dead.
Finally, I can kill you. Zane,
Yeah, this is kind of a hard boss.
life for this.
Oh yeah.
Adam said that the final boss sucks.
God, I do love that bit of background info that
You see my true power.
like he made a promise to him that he'd help make this game, and it's like, oh, like like, hey, this could help me and my family. Like, damn, I guess I had help this nerd. I don't actually think this game.
Also, his health is shown by the amount of teeth he has.
Ah.
Yeah,
lovely.
that's what it's like in real life too.
Beam also has a slowdown effect.
Yeah.
Lovely. The only good part of that attack is that it gives you half blood energy.
Yeah, and with enough hack fun energy, your S-split. Yeah.
Cool.
Ridiculous.
Good work, everybody.
Yep.
Oh, that was the fastest kill of him I've gotten yet.
Nice.
I am the X-Slayer.
There's some extra levels.
Mevin, you were always ugly, but now you look like an old leather bike seat somebody peed on and left out in the sun. Looks like the Dollar Shaver just got a new manager.
Oh, Mevin. I would be disappointed about this if you weren't such a sucky, stupid, pervert boss. You were weak, and you smelled like turds and rotten fish. No matter. Now the real games begin. Watch out, Zane. Something is coming. From somewhere.
The dithering on this is something else.
Yeah, it's very much of.
I am the Z-Slayer.
It's very nice.
Breaking news! The evacuation has ended after famous CEO, comic book artist, and final X-Slayer Zane Lofton defeated the Psycho Syndicate and saved everyone. Thank you, Zane.
To make it so the Psycho Syndicate never returns, I am now training students to be X-Slayers. Enroll now in the
Isn't this
X-Slayer
supposed to be
training
a
school
secret
at Super
organization?
Training Dojo today.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Also, what's great is the girl, the evil girl villain, she was actually foreshadowed.
Yeah.
Like you saw in the Dollar Shaver, a post of her being fired like Zane for being like
She's
insubordinate.
fired for being too evil.
Yep.
Yeah.
Designer Zane Lofton.
Alright, I'm gonna be right back. If y'all in stream while I'm gone, bye, I guess.
Okay.
I'll be back for the after party.
Yeah, the after party.
There are several bonus levels.
Oh, then I'll be back in a couple minutes.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. I still can't believe that there's a Z singer.
Oh, Baby Doll was her name apparently. That was the last voice credit down there, and
Yeah,
it was in
Psycho.
her color.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's in the giver now? Oh, this is not even a key smash to heartbreaking. The beautiful butch lesbian artwork you just retweeted turns out to be Saul, that guy from the Guilty Gear series again. Yeah. I can understand the confusion.
Also, Zane's kid's name is Mike. That's Mama Luigi to you.
God. So good.
Oh, Nick. bonus stuff unlocked in the training dojo with 2
Oh,
J's.
in the dojo.
Yeah, the dojo from the first level.
So this reference is going to be lost on absolutely everyone, but like the hand moving around the screen, pointing at the touch screen, is exactly how the computers in Jurassic Park for the Super Nintendo work.
I've actually
It
played
is.
that.
Yeah, that's a game that it was ambitious. I liked the soundtrack. I wouldn't say it's a good game, but they were really like, it's mostly a top-down kind of game, but there's entire first-person shooter segments indoors. Like, whenever you go into a building, the perspective just becomes a very primitive first-person shooter. It has a lot of atmosphere to it, but it's not a good implementation of a first-person shooter because Doom didn't even run properly in the SNES.
And also, there really wasn't saving.
Oh, there wasn't any saving at all, and it's a fairly lengthy playthrough that's kind of obtuse.
God.
Yeah.
You notice they sort of make, they go why because of, I guess, it's supposed to be like Stefan's, but I guess
Stefan clones?
Yeah, or they didn't program any different things they could say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wall of...
Who's the girl villain at the end, actually? Is that like a new character, or is it like...
No, she was the one who got turned into the werewolf.
She was turned into a werewolf.
Okay.
And then cloned 100 times.
Oh, okay.
I guess the idea is that he's been turning people into werewolves for a while.
Yeah.
Also,
You know, I was going to say something and I'm completely blanking on what it was.
yeah.
Oh right, I was going to link some Jurassic Park SNES music. Because it had a killer soundtrack.
Nice.
A soundtrack that murdered.
That's not something most people would admit saying. Yeah, that would... guess that's what explains the blood trail. It's like a my house, but my uncle's house, I guess. And I do like how it's the second Cataclysm map he made.
Where is music? Oh right, also linked Cucumber Quest Noise Master theme. Which along the way became Metaton's theme in... well...
I mean, I don't think he made that song, it's more that he was inspired by it.
I really don't know. I would have to check. Credits belong to Toby Fox.
Oh, okay.
And presumably the author of the... yeah. Because... in the same way that Megalovania first appeared years earlier in a ROM hack for Mother 3?
No, Earthbound.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't it actually just Earthbound? Okay.
Yep.
I don't know why I thought it was one of the other ones then. Yeah.
God, this music definitely sounds like a 90s game of the time.
Yeah. I had the game lowered for a little bit so I couldn't really hear it until now. Yeah. You know how there's butt rock? This is like butt techno. Like, it conveys a similar emotion.
God, and these walls must be like directly from Cataclysm, and the floor texture.
Which is great of having to make make textures for this fictional game of Cataclysm, of like that for this to have aped off of.
Money Vault. That's the interesting thing about Unfiction. And how... It's like, I'm thinking about how the world of that particular piece of Unfiction would have, like, have things be different.
Yeah.
Oh, Unfiction, by the way, if you didn't know, basically refers to fiction that you're supposed to, like, act and believe is, like, happening, you know, like, basically all ARGs are unfiction, but not all unfiction are ARGs, essentially.
Hey.
Well, sure does, Zane.
I am the X-Slayer.
Honestly, there's a game I want to make, and I might want to make like a fake like social media page for one of the characters.
Oh right, I know what character this is, yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow it is a character who I've actually written something approaching like an SCP article about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my third Cataclysm map. It's pretty awesome still.
An awesome
This map looks like something cool.
An awesome level by Zane Lofton, copyright 2000,
Yeah.
Big 2 Inc. Room, Emily Placement, and Fast Cat enhancements, Adam Chase.
Yeah.
And here's like more music from, I guess, Cataclysm.
Yeah.
I do like how they deliberately made the music in these levels feel different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's using stock assets from the game that is supposedly a mod. Yeah, you should, you know, actually lore dump about these OCs.
Oh.
The original characters channel, you know, that we have.
Yeah, I know. But you know how much I hate writing?
Yes, I am very much aware of that. Oh, yeah.
Writing a real pain. Writing, it's got an attitude.
Riding, it's the fastest thing alive.
No,
Wait,
it
that's not
isn't.
right.
It's
Ah.
the slowest thing alive.
Yeah, I need to do more writing, but my brain's just not there right now.
Yeah, same.
To the point I
Oh
have.
boy.
Oh,
I'm reluctant to post the first chapter of a long fic that I've almost completed, but like I've almost completed the first couple of chapters at least. I'm reluctant to start posting that because then I'll have 3 long fics that I am neglecting to update in any regular schedule. Admittedly, one of them has like 2 regular readers, but that's it. The other one
So
is...
it is again was like the like girl villain at the end. Was she like actual foreshadowed or was that like sarcasm?
No, it was actually like she was foreshadowed. She was the other employee that got fired from the Dollar Shaver. We saw her picture and her like employee profile. She was fired for being too evil.
And also, in the amusement...
Zane was fired for kicking his manager in the nuts real hard, I think was the first thing.
Yeah.
And his
He
boss
used the term
cried
the
about it.
nards or something.
Nards, yeah.
Yeah. And his boss cried about it.
Michael was, I think specifically.
And
Yeah.
also in the amusement park level, you saw her evil list.
Oh yeah.
And calling Zane sexy. Because of course.
Of course.
Ah, shame.
And also, just another Zane. Don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a... Maybe it's supposed to be like
Load-bearing Zane.
Yeah.
Load-bearing Zane.
Maybe it's like supposed to be Doom voodoo dolls.
Yeah. Oh, voodoo dolls. They're a whole thing in Doom. Because there's a lot of things that you can't, like, on paper you can't actually do in vanilla Doom, but you can do by having another copy of the player character which just is moved around by conveyor belts onto triggers. Yeah.
Or dropped onto items to magically get items.
Yeah. And people got really creative with that. There's one of the meta jokes of My House.wad is on each loop through the house it gets basically it has a later era of Doom modding capability. Like in the first one it literally just like teleports you somewhere else when you're going to the lower floor because the vanilla Doom engine couldn't support that. And then it starts doing trickier ways, like the more modern ways to actually pull off effects like that as it goes. And then it starts doing things that no other mod does that are completely insane. It's great.
Nice. No, unfortunately my brain's a bit spacey at the moment, but I just now remembered that apparently my house.wad references House of Leaves, and I think it was great,
Yeah.
because it's always kind of funny when people get, when, you know, something that people would consider like a, let's see, like a low-class medium of some sort, like, you know, introduces people to something, you know, quote-unquote respectable art or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
The,
Welcome back,
the
Tim.
cube seems to change to the motion of these things.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really anything I can do about it.
weird load-bearing cube that the
Load-bearing
logic is
cube.
just set to the cube.
I guess
No,
the idea.
probably.
I guess the idea is it's like a prop that's supposed to control other things in the game.
Yeah, so my house.org references both the like a character from House of Leaves by name, and also has the the dark maze from House of Leaves and the corridor that takes you 10 minutes to walk down or whatever. Yeah.
But in the corridor in the house of my
There
house,
is-
but what I think you get hurt, right?
No, in that corridor, like, it eventually leads to the colossal dark labyrinth that is completely optional, and that technically has no enemies in it, although it has triggers for playing distant enemy sounds, just to mess with you. And it has the gigantic pit with the staircase leading down into it. It just leaps forever. Not the only looping staircase in the mod either.
Also, something really funny, if you try to no-clip, you get
Oh, yeah,
sent
you
to
get
the back room.
That's great.
And if you die in the back rooms, you get sent to the hospital.
Oh, if you die
in the game,
anywhere
you die in
first
real
time, you get sent to the
Yeah.
hospital.
Great. There was a fucking like dumb movie about that years ago. I
What do
can't
you
remember
mean?
the name of it. Like, there's a whole movie. The premise was like, oh, like people are playing this like video game,
Oh,
and like if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Frankie
And like
Muniz.
yeah, Frankie Muniz. I forgot the name of the
Yeah.
actor, but he was in it. God, you probably won't even remember it. He was in Malcolm in the Middle, which
Yeah.
I don't think has any like relevance anymore.
I mean,
It really doesn't.
the dad character played
Oh
Walter
yeah.
White.
Hal is, of
Yeah.
course, Walter White, as we have established.
We
Because people can't
established.
see an actor in two roles as two different characters. They go, oh, he must be the same person.
They actually
In fiction,
did make a
it's like,
joke about
it's,
that.
at least in that case, it's funny because
Oh.
everything Hal does is insane.
Yeah, and also the movie was called Stay Alive.
That's
Yeah.
I figured that was the name.
But there's a ton of other movies which are, if you die in the game, you die in real life.
I think
True,
that's
but-
the one that
This is a whole thing in media.
I think that's the one that codified the phrase.
Yeah, like that was its slogan, straight out.
I thought
Yeah.
the phrase was from Sword Art Online.
No,
We
this
use
is
it in
before
reference to
you-
Sword Art Online a lot because we talk about Sword Art Online a lot for people who don't like it in any capacity.
I don't even remember Sword Art Online well enough to be able to form opinions on it. All I know is it's supposed to be vaguely bad.
The first arc is not terrible as things go, and then it kind of dives so deep after that.
I remember hearing that for the abridged version, they make sort of kind of goofy motivation for like the main villain.
They actually
But-
give the main villain a motivation.
Yeah, that
In the actual
was funny
series,
to
he's
do
go when asked directly, "Why did you do this? Why did you trap us in the game?" He just kind of shrugs and goes, "Eh."
yeah.
Damn.
He's like, "I wanted to have the ultimate game." It's like, that's it.
Oh my god.
It's not even a good game. Anyway,
And now I'm thinking of Ready Player 2.
Ready Player 2.
I don't even know what that is!
The
The sequel to
that?
Ready Player 1.
That
Why was
directly references Sword Art Online.
And
Oh,
the
God.
Matrix.
But no, for a quick refresher of Ready Player 1, imagine a dystopian setting, right? Like dystopian capitalist hell world, where people are like just you know, in this VR like online game, like even, you know, from what I remember hearing about, like even to the point where like, you know, they're kind of like starving or whatever. Like real life is just so horrible that people are just spending all their time in this game, and you know, there's, you know, like things, you know, things are bad, but the most important thing is that the video, the build wants to add ads into the video game world, and that's bad.
But
Yeah.
but there was so much bad.
Secret.
C page.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
and also
why it's
the
the
Easter
S
eggs.
blade. Of course, it's the seepage ass.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, for Ready Player One, that's kind of it. There's this whole thing about gotta find the Easter eggs in the virtual world, but it's instead of anything interesting, it's like you just gotta, you know, Mary said it earlier, because of course we talked about it earlier.
Read out
Of
the
like,
entire script of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. No
yeah,
errors, so you have to start again. The whole like hour and a half movie. It's like, why is this the password?
yeah, it's like, you know,
And
yeah,
they're all like that. All of them. Every clue is like that. It's just, oh, find a spot related to one of the creator's favorite movies and read the entire script to it. And it's like, oh,
Zane talks a lot in
yes,
this level.
blade.
Going to be the best map of the city of Boise itself. My publisher said I don't
Why?
have to finish it. And I ran out of lot of
You talking about Boise, or are you talking about Ready Player One again?
I'm talking about Ready Player One.
Oh,
Why?
Because it's imagine a book made by someone who only cares about media on the most surface level way possible.
Oh, so
And
the best
full of
example
references.
here is
Didn't they make a movie of that book?
they did
They
make a
did.
movie of the book, and I'm gonna say something that isn't in the movie, at least not in the way I'm about to describe it. So the guy goes, "Oh yeah, I've got the coolest car in the whatever the online thing is called. Yeah, it's got the doors from the DeLorean. It's got the front part of the Ecto One from Ghostbusters. It's got like it's a Jeep like Jurassic Park, and it's like he describes this car as a mashup of like 20 different cars and different medias, each of their logos like prominently displayed in a way that would be really jarring and look really bad. And the movie version wisely like cuts out almost everything that goes into this car.
Why?
Yeah. And it's just,
Why-
this is,
why is
what
this
if I
even a
made a
plot
bunch
point?
of references you were familiar with?
Why is
And then
this even a
nothing.
plot point?
I don't know.
Yeah, bad writing, but also
It's
there was some dialogue from Zane talking about how he, you know, this is a store where he was going to, you know, he traded some
Squishers.
squishers, which are like Pokemon, and then he
Then
got scammed, and now he
scammed, and the
now he
cops
doesn't
went
care
after
about it anymore and hates squishers. Which honestly, that's fair to be like, no what? I no longer care about this thing after it got scammed out of my cards. Like, I feel like that's unfortunately a fairly common thing.
Yeah.
But to go back to Ready Player One, yeah, it's just bizarre that it even got a movie made. But then, you know, I think what Warner Brothers, right? They were like, or were they the one who owned? Anyway, whatever like movie, like company, whatever studio got the rights to it. So, oh boy, we get to show off all our intellectual properties in one film.
Yeah.
And then Looney Tunes came out not too long afterwards, and it's like, oh, did this inspire it? That they were like, fuck it,
Oh,
Voldemort's in not Looney Tunes, in Space Jam, like Space Jam 2, like Voldemort's in there. Fuck it, it's like we're just gonna slam dunk literally everything into this movie.
There's a thing in recent years of companies going, oh, how can we make more money out of these properties? Maybe we can just mash them up together.
She was awesome.
Stick bricks.
What's the DOH mean?
Stick bricks are like the Hypnospace World Legos.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, DOH, Department Housing?
Yeah, probably. That would make sense. Yeah, there is a trend in recent years of what if we crossed over two big media things to try and make more money out of them. And the thing is, there is value in crossovers. Like, I sometimes love seeing, oh, this is a fan of two things, mashing them up in an inventive way. When a corporation does it, it's always going to be the most soulless thing. It's always, what if Voldemort was on the evil basketball team in Space Jam 2? And it's like, but why? It's, well, because we own that property.
Yeah. Which is...
This is
you know,
why Steve Gunner is funny.
yeah, it is.
Also, like, with Better Player 1 isn't also just, like, not any, like, realistic depiction of, like, an online environment. Like, there's not even people with, like, silly avatars or usernames.
Every single person on the internet has, like, a character from a media property as their avatar, that's it.
God.
Yeah, but also, like, not even silly ones from the few scenes I've seen from the movie.
Yeah, it's like, oh, here's a guy who's the Iron Giant, and it's like, why?
Yeah.
And then he's got nothing, like, the things he says are kind of not... don't really make any sense for someone who would be a fan of the Iron Giant.
Yeah.
It's the, I am not a gun, this is a gun, and it's like... The pacifist robot wielding a gun? Like, I guess?
Yeah. It's...
It is someone who has seen media properties and went, how can I monetize these best? I know, I'll mash them all together.
Yeah, it's...
And it's like really far into the future and they still think someone would like put on an Overwatch avatar.
I forgot that they added Tracer in the movie.
Yeah, Tracer is just there. So I guess it's someone, you know, playing as Tracer for some reason.
Yeah. Go to the internet and RP as Tracer.
Well, I guess...
Don't worry
I
about
mean,
it.
to be fair,
Well, I
Isn't there like...
Valid.
Is there anyone in that movie or book that is called something like Sloppy Balls 69 or something?
You would think, probably not.
Oh,
Like even
so-
even something even if you're talking about silly things, even something as relatively tame as something like my friend naming their Final Fantasy character Soka Toa.
oh yeah, Sokatoa, I've seen that one.
Have you seen them around?
I have definitely seen screen caps of a Final Fantasy character called Sokatoa, and
Wait, have you seen my friend? Have you seen my
Probably.
friend around?
probably, yeah, if I've seen that.
Female aura, like really tall.
Really tall, yeah.
Modded
I
the
know
game
several people who have very
Mod-
tall characters.
modded the game to make their character taller.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but like, we just passed a section that's really, I really like, where Zane's like, oh, we were planning to have this whole, like, set piece happen, and then the set piece still happens.
Okay, you can go, continue, because two people were talking at the same time. I just...
sorry.
Alright, I'm gonna assume it was me, because I was talking about the game. But yeah, no, you know, the set piece of it's like, oh, this set piece was supposed to happen. You know, where like the building was supposed to explode and everything, and like psychos fall out of it. But then, you know, that actually does happen, and you know, you get the red key from it,
It only kind
which is
of
such
happens.
a fun. Well, I mean, it's not fully rendered, but it still, you know, happens, even if it's an untextured Capitol building. which is a fun touch to add, you know, that catch people off surprise. Because I saw my friend Boki stream this, and he was caught off. He was caught off surprise of just like, you know, just hearing what, you know, this was supposed to be, because this is supposed to be an unfinished level, but then it's like, oh no, there's actually like 20 or 30 psychos fall, like coming out of the building to attack you. So yeah, sorry, I just wanted to comment on that, because, yeah, that's, you know, a fun little thing to add for the game.
Anyway, I'm going to bed. I feel kind of nauseous.
Oh no!
Nice.
Sleep well.
Have a good night.
Feel better.
Gonna spam
Take care.
tuck in at you. There you go.
I can hear your keyboard.
There we are. Yeah.
Double tuck it.
But yeah, I definitely have seen. I can't remember this person's Twitter account because I don't keep track of people's Final Fantasy characters, but I have seen someone with a character called Sokatoa.
Is the name...
That may or may not have been my friend.
It could have been.
Is
I
the
don't know.
name a specific reference to a different Square Enix property? Or is it just map reference for whatever it is?
I think it was a coincidence. They have played it, but I think this one was a coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get a picture. Let me get a picture of their character.
Do you know someone who keeps posting pictures of their very big Final Fantasy character?
I love how I love the idea of Zane was supposed to rescue the president.
Rescue the president
Also, this
so
is a
you
good
can kill
angle.
him.
This is my friend's character. In the cat hood.
Yeah.
Have you seen this character?
Give me a minute so I can get out into the game.
I think I've seen them.
Alright, that's
Well, again,
the game, or at least so far, I guess, since there's probably going to be a part 2.
Nice.
Since this
Yay.
seems to sell well. And that's it.
Yeah,
That's
thanks
it
for
for the
streaming this game.
Yay!
And
Thank
putting...
you.
God, this is fun to both watch and also talk about a whole bunch of nonsense like we normally do, but even more so.
I love nonsense.
I do love nonsense.
Also, that character does not look like the character I thought it would be.
Damn it!
Damn.
Anyway, good night.